கால்லெஸ் மைக் மட்டும் பார்த்து முன்னாடி சவுண்டு பார்த்துக்கோங்க.
We'll be beginning the celebrations shortly. I request everybody to settle down. I request everybody to stand. Our chief guest will be arriving soon. Let us give a thunderous applause as a sign of welcome. A very good morning and revolutionary greetings to each one of you assembled here for this 11th State Conference and May Day celebrations organized by the All India Bank Officers Confederation, Tamilnadu State Unit. The diversity will bring beauty to the world if we truly understand in our hearts the essence of who we are and what we are here for. Yes, it's our unity which has brought us together to commemorate and to offer the red salute to all our former and present leaders, as this day has marked the beginning of the red flag.
உதிரத்தை உழைப்பாக்கி உலகத்தை உயர்த்திடும் உண்மை உழைப்பாளர்களை உள்ளத்தால் வணங்குவோம். உலகின் படைப்புகள் எல்லாம் உழைப்பின் சிகரங்களே. பொதுத்துறை நிறுவனங்கள் இந்த நாட்டை சீரமைத்த கோயில்களே. பொதுத்துறை வழங்கிகளை தனியார் மயமாக்கலை தடைக்கும் அனைத்து புரட்சிமிக்க தோழர்களுக்கும் இனிய மே தின வாழ்த்துக்கள். பொதுத்துறை வங்கிகளை காப்போம், தேசத்தை காப்போம். எங்கள் வாழ்வும் எங்கள் வளமும் மங்காத தமிழென்று சங்கே முழங்கு. எங்கள் பகைவர் எங்கோ மறைந்தார், இங்குள்ள தமிழர்கள் ஒன்றிணைந்தலை கண்டு. பொங்கு தமிழருக்கு இன்னல் விளைவித்தால் சங்கே முழங்க. இன்று கண்களுக்கு இனிய காட்சிகளை அழகு நடனத்தால் மேலும் மெருகேற்ற ஸ்டேட் பேங்க் ஆஃப் இந்தியாவிலிருந்து தோழர் அகிலா, தோழர் அருள்மொழி, தோழர் கவிதா அவர்களை அன்புடன் வரவேற்கின்றோம்.
எங்கள் வாழ்வும் எங்கள் வளமும் மங்காத தமிழென்று சங்கே முழங்கு. பொங்கு தமிழருக்கு இன்னல் விளைத்தால் சங்காரம் நிஜமென்று சங்கே முழங்கு என்று எங்கள் நெஞ்சோடு கலந்த உணர்வை தங்கள் நடனத்தால் வெளிப்படுத்தி விட்டீர்கள். உணர்வுகள் வெளிப்பட மொழி தேவையில்லை, நடனத்திலும் எமக்கு புரிய வைத்தீர்கள். இந்த மேதின நாளில் தங்கள் கருத்திலே மையம் கொண்டது எங்கள் மனம். காம்ரேட் அகிலா, காம்ரேட் அருண்மொழி மற்றும் காம்ரேட் கவிதா அவர்களுக்கு எமது வீர வணக்கங்கள்.
We would like to invite the distinguished guests of honors to the dais. I request Comrade S. Prem Kumar, State President of Aiboc Tamilnadu State Unit and Senior Vice President of IOB Officers Association to come to the dais. Next, I request Comrade P. Nalaperumal Pillai, President of SBI Officers Association, Chennai Circle, State Secretary of Aiboc Tamilnadu State Unit, and DJs of ISBOF to come to the dais. I request Comrade S. Manimaran, Treasurer of SBI Officers Association, Chennai Circle, and Treasurer of Aiboc Tamilnadu State Unit to come to the dais. I request Comrade Dr. R. Balaji, General Secretary, SBI Officers Association, Chennai Circle, Vice President of ISBOF, and Joint General Secretary of IBOC to come to the dais. On behalf of IBOC, may I request our Chief Guest of Honor, Justice Chandru sir, the real J-Beam hero, to adorn the dais. Thanks for gracing this occasion, sir. I request Comrade Babani Shankar Mishra, President, IOB Officers Association and Senior Vice President of Aiboc to adorn the dais. I request Comrade Shekharan, General Secretary of All India Indian Bank Officers Association and Senior Vice President of Aiboc to come to the dais. I request Comrade E.L. Sadagopan, Vice President of Union Bank of India, to come to the dais. I request Comrade Amarnath, Vice President of Bank of India, to come to the dais. Vice President of Aiboc. I request Comrade S. Mohanraj, Vice President from Indian Bank. Followed by Comrade Arun Prasad from Bank of Baroda. And Comrade S. Ravichandran, Vice President, Aiboc, and DGS of All India Punjab National Bank Officers Association. Comrade N. Ramendran, Organizing Secretary from Central Bank of India. Comrade Babu Singaram from Tamilnadu Gramin Bank. Comrade A. Vijay, Deputy Secretary from UCO Bank. Comrade Mahesh, Deputy Secretary from Karur Vaisya Bank. Comrade K.V. Vijayan, Executive Committee Member from Federal Bank, followed by Comrade Kumud, Executive Committee Member from Lakshmi Vilas Bank. I request Comrade Dinesh from Bank of Baroda to come to the dais, please. அனைவரும் எழுந்து நிற்போம் தமிழ்த்தாய் வாழ்த்துக்காக. A few words about our treasurer of Aiboc. Our treasurer, Comrade S. Manimaran, joined SBI as probationary officer in the year 2008. He is committed, hardworking, and an easily approachable person. May I request Comrade Nelson from Bank of Baroda to come to the dais. From Punjab National Bank. Sorry, sir. Request state level office bearer from Bank of Baroda to come to the dais. Bank of Baroda. We cordially invite Comrade Santosh Kumar. Let me continue with the earlier introduction. Our comrade Manimaran, he has this inborn quality of helping people to the maximum he can. He's a regular blood donor and has saved the lives of many officers and their family members. We at SBI lovingly address him as the Facebook star. He's very popular among all officers in Chennai Circle, even clerical staff too. I always marvel at your excellent memory, comrade. It will not be an exaggeration if I say, Comrade Manimaran knows each one of us and also about us. That is the sort of connection he has with his fellow comrades, a true and an essential trait of a good trade union leader. In his journey, he follows the footsteps of his great role model, his father, also a great trade union leader. I call upon Comrade Manimaran to welcome the gathering, to give a formal welcome.
Good morning to all of you, comrades. Today is a great day. Revolutionary greetings to all of you on this auspicious occasion of May Day. All classes of society are trade unionists at heart. Therefore, with the feeling of camaraderie in my heart, I deem it a distinct privilege to welcome you all for the 11th State Conference and May Day celebrations of our great edifice, All India Bank Officers Confederation, Tamilnadu State Unit. Besides its connection with the evolution of trade union movement in this country, Chennai is a holy place for the officers' fraternity because our dear confederation took its birth here in Chennai. Let me first welcome the President of our All India Bank Officers Confederation, Tamilnadu State Unit, and Senior Vice President, Indian Overseas Bank Officers Association, Comrade S. Prem Kumar, who presides over the 11th State Conference of our great edifice. We extend our most grateful welcome, Comrade. His deep faith is unfailing calm in the midst of even the most daunting circumstances. His simplicity and readiness to sacrifice have made him an exceptional leader. He is fondly known as Prem and also the youth icon of Indian Overseas Bank Officer Association. Hearty welcome, comrade. We extend a rousing welcome to our Secretary, All India Bank Officers Confederation, Tamil Nadu State Unit, Comrade P. Nallaperumal Pillai. The humility personified and an environmentalist is imbued with the sense of calm and serenity and serving the members without any compromise. We are favored to welcome you, comrade. We are extremely happy to extend a cheerful welcome to our Honorable Justice, Sri K. Chandru, former judge, Madras High Court, who has graciously consented to be the chief guest in spite of other commitments and priorities. Comrades, during his judicial career, he has pronounced over 96,000 verdicts. He is known for a case which took place in 1993 when he was practicing as a lawyer, to which the film Jai Bhim is dedicated. He traveled throughout Tamil Nadu, lived with different people, and understood the plurality of the society and culture. He was known for fighting against caste discrimination and for the rights of backward communities in the state of Tamil Nadu. He is the doyen who protected the oppressed people, labor class, and legal luminary. He has delivered a lot of sensational judgments, improving the civic sense among the general public and on protecting the environment. He is a simple and humble personality. We are pleased to extend a gracious and inclusive welcome, sir. We extend a rousing welcome to Comrade Babani Shankar Mishra, Senior Vice President, All India Bank Officers Confederation, and President, Indian Overseas Bank Officer Association, to this memorable conference. His steady hands on the helm, his unwavering commitment to his mission, and his determined efforts to take everyone along in the realization of the goals, and all this and more mark him out to be a wonderful human being and a wise leader. We extend our most grateful welcome, comrade. We have amidst us today through online, who will be joining us later, the General Secretary of our Federation and Confederation, Comrade Soumya Datta, the voice of the State Bank officers and officers of banking industry, the man who holds the key to the progress and prosperity of our officers. We are truly delighted to welcome Comrade Soumya Datta. Your being with us and gracing this occasion is foremost important to us, comrade. I wish to extend my foremost welcome to our valiant member-centric General Secretary, State Bank of India Officer Association, Chennai Circle, Vice President, All India State Bank of India Officers Federation, Joint General Secretary, All India Bank Officers Confederation, Comrade Dr. R. Balaji, a dynamic revolutionary activist who rose from the rank and filed to his present stature. Honesty, transparency, knowledge in the subjects, negotiating skills, wisdom in handling the complicated issues are his hallmark qualities. All of us, especially younger comrades, have much learned from him. We extend a warm welcome to Comrade Dr. R. Balaji. We extend a warm and affectionate welcome to Comrade R. Shekharan, Secretary General, All India Indian Bank Officers Association, and Senior Vice President, All India Bank Officers Confederation, to this memorable conference. He is a cool and composed person, but firm in his action. We extend our most grateful welcome, Comrade. We are privileged to have with us today, who will be joining us later, Comrade G. Kirpagaran, General Secretary, State Bank Staff Union, Vice President, All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, and Convener, United Forum of Bank Union. Your presence here today underscores the value of you attached to our common legacy and cooperation in all the struggles. We extend a hearty welcome, Comrade. We extend our warm welcome to all our distinguished guests and respected leaders of Aiboc affiliates of Tamilnadu State Unit, Comrade Mohan Raj, President, Indian Bank Officer Association, Comrade Santosh from Bank of Baroda, Comrade Amarnath, General Secretary, Bank of India, Comrade Ravichandran, DGS, AUBC, and DGS Punjab National Bank, and Comrade E.L. Sadagopan, General Secretary, Union Bank of India, Comrade Jaishankar, Bank of India, Comrade N. Ramendran, General Secretary, Central Bank of India, Officer Association, Comrade A. Vijay, UCO Bank, Comrade Magesh from Karur Vaisya, and all office bearers of fraternal organization and all our well-wishers. Friends, we are at the sentinels of our rights. In these times of extraordinary change in the world, our rights have to be defended not only with the adherence to our time-tested values, but above all through knowledge that is consistently ahead of the violators. It is my fervent hope that the deliberations of this conference will be fruitful and a message can go out from this forum that we will convert our challenges into opportunities and pledge cooperation to one another in protecting our hard-earned rights. With revolutionary greetings, we extend a friendly welcome to all the dedicated volunteers, delegates, and vibrant members of our All India Bank Officers Confederation, Tamil Nadu State Unit, who have come from far and near to attend this conference. At the end, I thank our respected President and Secretary for having conferred on me the honor of giving the welcome address. Thank you all, comrades.
It is always better to be a candle to illuminate an entire dark room than to be a spark that shines for itself. To symbolize this service before self, we have the lighting of the lamp. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to join us for the lighting.
An inspiring leader must be passionate, confident, emotionally intelligent, and should have decisive strategic planning. These qualities exist in our very own state president of Aiboc Tamilnadu, Comrade S. Prem Kumar. He was elected as AGS IOB Officers Association Chennai 2 in 2011 and then as Joint General Secretary IOBOA Chennai Zone. Today, he is leading our Aiboc Tamilnadu State Unit as President and he is also serving as Senior Vice President in IOB Officers Association. He truly believes that teamwork is the heart of great achievement. He is an international basketball player since 1990 to 2000, which is over a decade. He bagged gold medal in national championship held in Bengaluru. His excellence is never an accident. It was the result of sincere effort, intelligent direction, skillful execution, and the vision to see the obstacles as opportunities. We request Comrade S. Prem Kumar to deliver the presidential address.
My hearty welcome to the respected dignitaries on the dais, Comrade Nalla Perumal Pillai, State Secretary Aiboc, my mate in the journey of running the state Aiboc, a fatherly figure to me and a matured person in his approach and all the issues of the comrades of the state. The chief guest of today's function, Justice K. Chandru, a retired judge from Madras High Court, a well-known personality for his active community service, full-time political and party work of CPI, and a well-respected judge among the judiciary. Comrade Soumya Datta, General Secretary, AABOC, about to extend his keynote address to the virtual mode, a leader of leader who has been a cause of the safe guarding the identity of public sector bank and a beacon of the bank officers movement. Comrade Bhavani Shankar Mishra, my president in Indian Ocean Bank Officer Association and senior vice president AABOC, our beloved leader, friendly to all, a very knowledgeable person and active trade unionist for more than 2 decades. Comrade R. Balaji, General Secretary, State Bank of India Officer Association, Chennai Circle, and Joint General Secretary of AABOC, a veteran trade union leader, guardian of education, savior of many officers in the field of defense mechanism. Comrade R. Shekaran, General Secretary of All India Bank, Indian Bank Officers Association, a Vice President of AABOC, and a pleasing person who always have connect with the young gen and inspire the Gen Next to involve in the trade union activities. Comrade Kripakaran, General Secretary, State Bank of India, Staff Union, and convener of UFBU, an umbrella under which we have been fighting the cause of bank workers. He is an active trade unionist in conducting meeting and all agitation programs under the banner of UFBU. All the office bearers of the Tamil Nadu State Aiboc who have been extending a great support to us in all the endeavors to uphold the action programs of AFBOC. A very good morning to all. I feel proud to preside today's function, our state unit conference combined with the May Day celebrations. Tamil Nadu State Unit of AABOC has been functioning with militant comrades from time immemorial, and leaders of leaders have exhibited the solidarity and the support to our unit of AABOC, centered in carrying out their directions. We will get a detailed picture from our secretary in the report covering our journey even during the pandemic period. Comrades, on the historical day, remembering the pioneers of trade union movement, I extend my red salute to one and all assembled here. Comrades, May Day is considered as Labor Day with an annual holiday in many parts of the world to be celebrated to achieve the workers as in origins, the labor union movement, especially 8-hour day movement, which advocated 8 hours for work, 8 hours for recreation, and 8 hours for rest. It should be our earnest action to carry forward the torch of this movement. We should strengthen our movement in order to get the recognition for the contribution of working class in all the industry. In recent times, the dignity and the self-respect of the working class has become a big question mark in banking industry. Non-recruitments over past 5 years in many banks and adopting different strategies by this bank force the officers, employees to stretch beyond the working hours, even day, and also denied them to their quality family time due to calling officers on holidays and weekends as matter of routine. Many officers have not been able to combat stress resulting in serious health issues. Incident of heart attacks among the officers at the age of 40 has become very common. Further, the entire banking industry is facing an onslaught of the government policy to privatize the public sector, merger of banks, bringing the amendment of Trade Union Act and Wage Code Bill with reaching the consequence. The government is going ahead with the agenda of so-called reforms which lead to privatize the public sector enterprises, including the public sector banks, which is against the interest of the common man of the country. During the past 1 year, the collective wisdom of the trade unions in the country under the leadership of their confederation efficiently countered the sinister move of the government towards the privatization of public sector banks through various agitation programs. Let us hence resolve to observe this May 1st as a demand day of some of our relevant demands: 5 days a week, regulated working hours for officers, uniform, staff accountability policy in all banks, strong message to the government to drop the idea of privatization of public sector banks. Comrades, the central unit of AIBOC remains vigilant on all the ongoing moves of the government and will continue to oppose the ill attempts. The major issues concerning trade union movements in the banking sector and the evils of privatization needs attention of every member. As you all know, under the leadership of Comrade Soumya Datta and Comrade Murali Soundararajan, all the helms of the affairs of Aiboc has started the program of fighting the government against their act of selling the public sector banks. This movement carries through AIBOC Facebook page, Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao, is a vibrant and dedicated movement which 1 lakh page is touching the nerve, and the movement has been cutting across various sections of to realize the concern of the evils of privatization. Comrades, the Bharat Yatra conducted by AIBOC from Kolkata and Mumbai on 24th, 2021 to reach the capital on the second day of the winter session of the parliament, and a mass meeting held at Jantar Mantar eventfully ensured that the bill banking reforms are not placed in the parliament. Comrade, I caution that though government has relented in November, but again new clippings appear in Delhi for the past 2 days on privatization, and hence as there is no guarantee we should not be complacent. I request every office bearers and members present here to carry the message to the officers' membership and feel that it is the right time to ignite the public to realize that the fact of privatization banks will hit the public by large is not getting mass banking, safety of their deposit, hassle-free education loan, reservations in employment, etc. I appeal to the young gen to take forward the Facebook page Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao across various sections of the customers and make them a part of the movement. If the banking bill is again tabled, the same has to be dealt with every inch, every single day as what farmers did, and our agitation will be democratic and to prove that the streets can undo which the parliament can do. Comrades, let us leave no stone unturned in realizing the above demands. It is our dedicated desire and enthusiastic hope that the rank and the file of organization would stand and the test of emerged victories, the strengthening of our movement. Comrades, without labor, nothing prospers. AIBOC, the beacon of officers' trade union, will always function as the principal torchbearers of the movement for protecting the rights earned by the leaders of the yesteryears after long struggle and ensure that rights of the dignity of the officers' fraternity. Once again, on behalf of AIBOC Tamilnadu State Unit and on my behalf, I extend the revolutionary May Day wishes to all assembled here and have a successful year ahead, working class of the country. Thank you, comrades. Working class soldiers Zindabad. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for those excellent words. Your words has enlightened the importance and significance of the May Day and about the privatization and the trade union activities against them, and also about the 5 days working and the demands and against the evil of privatization and how the public sector is helpful in the social equality. Thank you so much, sir, for the speech.
I'm overwhelmed to welcome today's guest of honor, Honorable Justice Chandru sir, a comrade who donned black gown to ensure social injustice. At first I thought such a great justice needs no introduction at all, as the famous movie Jai Bhim has taken sir's fame from state level to national level. But I was wrong. What we know about him is just the tip of an iceberg. So within the limited time, let me just add a few more points. Justice K. Chandru had always stood with the oppressed and had always used his legal acumen to fight for providing justice to several impoverished and downtrodden people. He is also known for his fight against caste discrimination and the rights of the backward communities. Always outspoken, and as someone who could never fathom injustice, he had organized rallies against the Vietnam War. Another issue which disturbed him was the Kir Venmani massacre. At that time, he wanted to begin a new movement. Very soon after this, he became a student leader and found the Chennai wing of the Students' Federation of India. In 1983, he set up his own chambers and expanded his practice beyond labor matters. And he became a senior advocate in 1996 and started taking up more criminal cases and several human rights cases. It was around this time that he took up the tribal woman Parvati Raja Kannu case, which inspired J-Beam. Justice Chandru fought many such cases en route to becoming a judge in the Madras High Court in 2006. He has fought such a number of cases similar to J-Beam's story. What we know is just a drop in the mighty ocean. He has spent his entire life fighting cases for many downtrodden and impoverished people. Several youngsters who felt that the legal profession had lost its dignity in recent years, after watching the movie, reached out for guidance to take up law. Praise has poured in from not only the viewers, but also from the critics as well. His modest office in Alvarpet, Chennai, welcomes visitors with a sign, "Don't remove your footwear." Cases apart, it was his work ethic and the way he carried himself that impressed many of his peers. Justice Chandru, who was made a permanent judge in 2009, would ask lawyers to not address him as "my lord" in court. He did not want a mace bearer to announce his arrival in court and even refused a personal security officer. He has passed several landmark judgments. He would hear at least 75 cases a day and cleared 96,000 cases in just 6.5 years. Contrary to what some might think of the legal profession today, Justice Chandru was always simple and modest. On his day of retirement from the Madras High Court, he submitted a final declaration of his assets, returned the key to his official car, and walked out clad in a traditional dhoti and shirt. He crossed the road to visit his old office, took a local train home. He had politely refused a formal farewell ceremony. But he visited his fellow judges in their chambers to say goodbye. Upon retirement, he immediately vacated his official residence, moved into a 2-bedroom apartment in nearby Mylapore, and took up teaching. Now, he spends his retirement life reading books, dishing out legal advice to junior lawyers, articulating his views on various through newspaper columns. He's a very down-to-earth and modest person, as we can see. We are very much humbled by your presence with us here today, sir. The apt person to great this great occasion, the revolutionary May Day, the Red Day. I request Justice Sir to address the gathering.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். மே தினம் தவிர கூடுதலாக அகில இந்திய வங்கி அலுவலர் சங்கத்தின் 11வது மாநாடும் சேர்ந்து கூட்டு சிறப்பாக நடந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்ற வேளையில் இங்கே வாழ்த்தி பேச என்னை அழைத்ததற்கு நான் நன்றி கடமைப்பட்டுள்ளேன். கடந்த 2 ஆண்டுகளாக கோவிட் தொற்று நோயின் மூலம் பொது நடவடிக்கைகளெல்லாம் முடக்கிவிட்ட சூழ்நிலையில் தொழிலாளி வர்க்கம் மீண்டும் ஒன்று கூடி தன் பிரச்சனையை பொது வெளியில் விவாதிப்பதற்கு மேலும் ஒரு சந்தர்ப்பம் கிடைத்ததற்காக நாம் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறோம். மே தினத்தின் சிறப்பை பற்றி நான் அதிகம் சொல்ல தேவையில்லை. வங்கி ஊழியர்களை பொறுத்தவரை இன்றைக்கு தலையாய பிரச்சனை தனியார் மயமாக்கல். எனக்கு கொடுத்த இந்த குறுகிய நேரத்தில் ஒரு சில கருத்துக்களை மட்டும் நான் சொல்ல விரும்புகிறேன். வங்கி ஊழியரை பொறுத்தவரை தனியார் மயமாக்கல் என்பது ஒரு விசித்திரமான செயல். மீண்டும் தொழிலாளி வர்க்கத்தையும் தொழிலாளர் சட்டங்களையும் பழைய ஒரு நூற்றாண்டுக்கு எடுத்து சொல்லக்கூடிய ஒரு பிற்போக்குத்தனமான செயலை ஒன்றிய அரசு செய்து வருவதை நாம் கண்டு வேதனை அடைகிறோம். இந்த பிரச்சனையை முடிவு கட்டுவதற்கு வங்கி ஊழியர்கள் மட்டுமல்லாமல் வங்கி அலுவலர்கள், இந்த நாட்டில் உள்ள அனைத்து உழைக்கும் மக்களும் சேர்ந்து குரல் எழுப்ப வேண்டிய ஒரு நேரத்திற்கு நாம் தள்ளப்பட்டிருக்கிறோம். ஏறத்தாழ 100 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்னால் இந்த நாட்டிலிருந்து அடிமைகளாக பல்வேறு நாடுகளுக்கு எடுத்து செல்லப்பட்டு ஃபிஜி, மொரீஷியஸ், ஆஸ்திரேலியா, நியூசிலாந்து, மேற்கிந்திய தீவுகள் எல்லாம் இங்கே இருக்கக்கூடிய தொழிலாளிகளை கொண்டு சென்று அடிமைகளாக அங்கே இருக்கக்கூடிய கரும்பு தோட்டங்களிலும் சுரங்க தொழிலும் அன்றைய பிரிட்டிஷ் அரசாங்கம் ஏற்பாடு செய்தபோது அவர்கள் நாட்டில் போதுமான அளவுக்கு சட்டங்கள் இருந்தாலும் அவர்கள் பிடித்த சுரண்டி வரும் காலனி நாடுகளில் அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு எந்த விதமான தொழிலாளர் பாதுகாப்பு சட்டத்தையும் ஏற்றாத அந்த பிரிட்டிஷ் அரசுக்கு எதிராக மகாகவி பாரதியார் அவர்கள் 1920ஆம் வருடம் ஒரு கவிதை எழுதினார்கள். ஃபிஜி தீவில் கஷ்டப்பட்டு கொண்டிருக்கும் கரும்பு தோட்டத்தில் கஷ்டப்பட்டு கொண்டிருக்கும் மகளிரை பற்றிய அந்த கவிதை ஒரு 100 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்னால் ஒரு புரட்சி கவிஞன் பாரதியால் மட்டுமே அப்படிப்பட்ட ஒரு கவிதையை எழுத முடிந்தது. பாரதியார் ஃபிஜி தீவிற்கு சென்றதில்லை. அங்கே வேலை பார்க்கும் கரும்பு தோட்டத்திலே வேலை பார்த்த பெண்களை பற்றி அவருக்கு தெரியாது. காதால் கேட்ட தகவல்கள், அரசல் புரசலாக அடைந்த செய்திகள், இவற்றை மட்டும் வைத்து அந்த கவிதை எழுதப்பட்டது. அந்த கவிதையை நீங்கள் எல்லாம் படிக்க வேண்டும். ஏனென்றால் 100 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்னால் இந்த பிரச்சனைகளையெல்லாம் பொது வழிகளிலே நாம் ஆராயப்படுப்பதற்கு முன்னால், தொழிலாளர் சட்டங்களெல்லாம் கொண்டு வருவதற்கு முன்னால் ஒரு கவிஞனுடைய இதயத்தை தட்டி பார்த்த ஒரு நிகழ்ச்சியை நாம் நினைவு கூற வேண்டும். அந்த கவிதையிலே சொல்கிறார், அம்மா, நீங்கள் படக்கூடிய இந்த கஷ்டங்களை எல்லாம் நாங்கள் பார்த்து இரத்த கண்ணீர் வடிக்கிறோம். நீங்கள் எப்படி இருக்கிறீர்கள் என்று தெரியாது. உங்களை தழுவி வரும் இந்த காற்று தான் எங்களுக்கு இந்த தகவலை சொல்ல வேண்டும். எங்களால் உங்களுக்கு எதுவும் செய்ய முடியவில்லை, ஆனால் காளி உங்களை காப்பாற்றுவாள், மகாகாளி என்று அவர் முடிக்கிறார்கள். அதற்கு பிறகுதான் இந்திய துணை கண்டத்தில் பேர் சொல்லக்கூடிய அளவுக்கு ஒரு சில தொழிலாளர் சட்டங்கள் இயற்றப்பட்டன. அதுவும் ஒரு கண்துடைப்பு வேலையாகத்தான் இங்கே செயல்பட்டது. ஆனால் இந்திய சுதந்திரம் அடைந்த பிறகு வங்கி ஊழியர்கள் மற்ற அனைத்து ஊழியர்களையும் விட அதிகமாக தொழிலாளர் பிரச்சனையிலே அதிக கவனம் செலுத்தியதன் விளைவாக இங்கே ஒரு தொழில் தகராறு சட்டம் 1947 உருவாக்கப்பட்டது. அந்த சட்டத்துடைய முதல் பயனாளிகளாக வங்கி ஊழியர்கள் இருந்தார்கள். அதுவரை தனியார் வங்கிகளே மட்டும் செயல்பட்ட ஒரு காரணத்தால் இந்தியாவுடைய பெரிய முதலாளிகள் அனைவரும் ஒவ்வொருவரும் ஒரு வணிக ரீதியான வங்கியை நடத்தி வரக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலையில் இயக்க ரீதியாக திரட்ட முடியாத அலுவலக ஊழியர்களையும் திரட்டி அன்றைக்கு வங்கி ஊழியர் சங்கம் அவர்கள் பிரச்சனையை தொழிலாளர் தீர்ப்பாயத்திலும் எடுத்து சென்றதன் பிறகுதான் முதன் முறையாக 1952ஆம் வருடம் வங்கி ஊழியருக்கான தொழிலாளர் நிலைமைகள் எல்லாம் ஒரு தொழில் தீர்ப்பாயத்தின் தீர்ப்பினால் முடிவு செய்யப்பட்டது. அதைத்தான் நாம் சாஸ்திரி அவார்டு என்று சொல்கிறோம். இன்றைக்கும் அலுவலர்களையும் ஊழியர்களையும் கோடு போட்டு காட்டக்கூடியது. எல்லோரும் கேட்கக்கூடிய கேள்வி, நீங்கள் அவார்டு ஊழியரா அல்லது அலுவலரா என்று கேட்பார்கள். அந்த அவார்டு என்ற வார்த்தை இன்றைக்கு பிரசித்தி பெற்ற காரணம் என்னவென்றால், முதன்முறையாக இந்திய துணைக்கண்டத்தில் வணிக ரீதியாக செயல்படக்கூடிய வங்கிகளின் ஊழியர்கள் அனைவரும் இந்த துணைக்கண்டம் முழுதும் திரண்டு தங்களுக்காக ஒரு அமைப்பை உருவாக்கி அந்த அமைப்பின் மூலம் தொழிலாளர் நீதிமன்றத்திலே வாதாடி தங்களுக்கான வேலை நிலைமைகளை பத்திரப்படுத்தி கொண்டார்கள். அதைத்தான் நாம் சாஸ்திரி அவார்டு என்று சொல்கிறோம். மீண்டும் 10 ஆண்டுகள் கழித்து தேசாய் அவார்டு என்று 2வது தீர்ப்பு நமக்கு வந்தது. அதற்கு பிறகுதான் தொழிலாளிகளுக்கு ஒரு நம்பிக்கை ஏற்பட்டது. இப்படிப்பட்ட பிரச்சனையில் நம்முடைய பொருளாதார ரீதியான செயல்பாடு மட்டுமல்ல, வங்கிகள் எப்படி இந்த நாட்டில் செயல்படுகின்றன, இந்த வங்கிகளுடைய கடன் கொடுக்கக்கூடிய போக்கு, வங்கிகளுடைய பொருளாதார திட்டங்கள் எல்லாம் இந்த நாட்டு பெரும் முதலாளிகளுக்கு பயன்படக்கூடியதாக இருக்கக்கூடிய வேளையில் வங்கி ஊழியர் அமைப்புகளும் அதை சார்ந்த அரசியல் இயக்கங்களும் இந்த வங்கிகளை எல்லாம் தேசியமயப்படுத்த வேண்டும். தேசியமயமாக்கப்பட்ட வங்கி மட்டுமே மக்களுக்காக செயல்பட முடியும். மற்ற வங்கிகள் தனியார் கொள்ளைகளுக்கு தான் துணை போகும் என்ற கோரிக்கை 1967ஆம் வருடத்துக்கு பிறகு வைக்கப்பட்டது. அன்றைக்கு இருந்த பாரத பிரதமர் திருமதி இந்திரா காந்தி அவர்கள் தன்னையும் ஒரு முற்போக்குவாதியாக காட்டிக்கொள்ள வேண்டும், தொழிலாளிகள் உதவி இல்லாமல், தொழிலாளர் இயக்கத்தின் ஆதரவு இல்லாமல் தான் செயல்பட முடியாது என்ற சூழ்நிலை ஏற்பட்ட போது 14 வங்கிகள் தேசியமயமாக்கப்பட்டன. மிக விரைவில் மீண்டும் 6 வங்கிகள் தேசியமயமாக்கப்பட்டன. அதற்கு பிறகுதான் முதன்முறையாக வங்கிகள் என்பது யாருக்காக, எதற்காக, எப்படி செயல்பட வேண்டும் என்ற முயற்சி அதில் ஒரு உச்சகட்டத்தை ஈட்டியது. தனியார் வங்கிகளாக செயல்பட்டவர்கள் அரசு வங்கிகளான பிறகு அதனுடைய மாபெரும் வளர்ச்சி, அதனுடைய மாபெரும் வீச்சு மக்கள் உணர ஆரம்பித்தார்கள். அதற்கு பிறகுதான் வங்கிகளுடைய போக்கு அரசு மூலம் கட்டுப்படுத்தப்பட்டது, அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் மூலம் வழிகாட்டப்பட்டது. இப்படி நாம் போராடி பெற்ற அந்த தனியார் வங்கிகளின் தேசியமயம் என்ற அந்த கொள்கை, அதை எதிர்த்து உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்திலே வழக்கு தொடரப்பட்டது. வழக்கை தொடர்ந்தவர்கள் பெரிய வணிக நிறுவனத்தை சேர்ந்த டாடா கம்பெனியை சேர்ந்தவர்கள். அந்த வழக்கில் தனியார் வங்கிகளை தேசியமயப்படுத்துவது சரியாது, அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்திற்கு விரோதம் என்று ஒரு தீர்ப்பு அங்கே வழங்கப்பட்டது. அந்த தீர்ப்பை எதிர்த்து தொழிலாளி வர்க்கம் அன்றைக்கு குரல் எழுப்பியதன் விளைவாக மீண்டும் நாடாளுமன்றத்திலே சட்ட திருத்தம் கொண்டு வரப்பட்டு அரசமைப்பு சட்டம் திருத்தப்பட்டு சொத்துரிமையை விட சோசியலிச கொள்கைகள் பெரிது என்று நிலைநாட்டப்பட்டது. மறுபடியும் அந்த திருத்தத்துக்கு எதிராக போடப்பட்ட வழக்குகள் எல்லாம் தள்ளுபடி செய்யப்பட்டது. ஆக வங்கி ஊழியர்களுடைய குரல், அவர்கள் சார்ந்த தொழிலாளி வர்க்கத்தின் குரல் அன்றைக்கு அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தை திருத்துவதற்கான ஒரு முயற்சியை அன்றைக்கு இருந்த அரசு, இந்த நாட்டுடைய கொள்கை மக்களுடைய பொருளாதாரத்தின் அடிப்படையில் இருக்க வேண்டுமே ஒழிய தனியார் முதலாளிகளுடைய வளத்தை பெருக்கும் முதலியாக இருக்கக்கூடாது என்ற ஒரு சூழ்நிலை உருவாக்கப்பட்டது. ஆனால் வெகு சிறைவில் நாம் பார்க்கக்கூடிய போக்கு என்னவென்றால், இன்றைக்கு லாபம் தரக்கூடிய பொதுத்துறையாக இருந்தாலும், அசுர வளர்ச்சி பெற்ற பொதுத்துறையாக இருந்தாலும், பண்டித ஜவஹர்லால் நேரு குறிப்பிட்டது போல் இந்தியாவுடைய தூண் என்று சொல்லக்கூடிய அரசு சார்ந்த நிறுவனங்களை எல்லாம் தனியாருக்கு தாராளமாக இறக்கக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலையை நாம் பார்க்கிறோம். ஆரம்ப கட்டத்தில் நஷ்டமடையக்கூடிய அரசு துறைகளை நாங்கள் தனியார் மயம் செய்வோம் என்று சொன்னவர்கள் இன்றைக்கு மிக அதிகம் லாபம் ஈட்டக்கூடிய மிகவும் முக்கியமான பொருளாதார கணினியாக இருக்கக்கூடிய துறைகளை எல்லாம் தாரை வார்க்கக்கூடிய சொல்கிறார். சில பேர் சொல்வார்கள் நவரத்னம் என்று சொல்வார்கள். ஒரு மாலையில் 9 நவரத்னங்கள் சேர்ந்த ஒரு மாலை, அதைத்தான் நவரத்னா என்று சொல்வார்கள். அப்படி இந்திய பொருளாதாரத்திற்கு வலு சேர்க்கக்கூடிய அரசு துறைகளை எல்லாம் இன்றைக்கு தாரை வார்க்கிறார்கள். அதனால் பயன்பெறக்கூடிய சில தனிநபர்கள், அவர்களுக்கு விலை போன அறிவுஜீவிகள் எல்லாம் இதை வரவேற்கிறார்கள். இன்றைக்கு சோசியலிசம் என்ற ஒரு கொள்கை இந்திய அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தினுடைய ஆரம்ப வரிகளில் போடப்பட்டிருந்தாலும் அந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தை வியாக்கியானம் செய்யக்கூடிய உயர்நீதிமன்ற உச்ச நீதிமன்ற நீதிபதிகளும் தங்களுடைய அரசமைப்பு சட்ட கடமையை மறந்துவிட்டு சோஷியலிசம் இஸ் அ கேட்ச் வேர்டு என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். அது ஒரு கோஷம், அது ஒரு முழக்கம். அதிலிருந்து வரக்கூடிய விளைவு என்னவென்றால், ஒரு அரசு துறை லாபம் ஈட்டக்கூடிய துறையாக இருந்தாலும் அதை தனியார் மயம் செய்யும் பொழுது இங்கே நீதித்துறை தலையிட மறுக்கிறார்கள். எந்த நீதித்துறையை நம்பி இந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தில் ஒரு மறுபரிசீலனை, ஒரு அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் படி ஒரு சட்டம் இயற்றப்படுகிறதா இல்லையா என்ற கேள்வி வரும்பொழுது நீதிபதிகள் எந்த பக்கம் இருக்க வேண்டும்? அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் பக்கமா, அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் கொள்கைக்கு பக்கமா, அல்லது தனியார் கொள்கைக்கு பக்கமா என்ற கேள்வி இன்றைக்கு எழுப்பும் பொழுது நம்முடைய துரதிர்ஷ்டம், இன்றைக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய நீதித்துறையில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பெரிய கனவான்கள் தங்களுடைய சரித்திர கடமையை மறந்துவிட்டு தனியார் மய பக்கம் சாயக்கூடிய சூழ்நிலை வருகிறது. ஒரு இரண்டு பிரச்சனை மட்டுமல்ல, இன்றைக்கு எந்த பிரச்சனை எடுத்தாலும் நீதிமன்றத்திற்கு செல்லும் பொழுது நீதிமன்றத்துடைய பார்வை ஒரு மங்கிய பார்வையாக, ஒரு காமாலை கண்ணாக இருக்கிறதை நாம் பார்க்கிறோம். அரசு துறை நிறுவனங்களை நீங்கள் தனியார் மயம் செய்யக்கூடாது என்ற போட்ட வழக்கில் உச்ச நீதிமன்றம் சொல்கிறார்கள், சோசியலிசம் என்பது ஒரு வெற்று கோஷம் என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். நீங்களெல்லாம் எப்படி இந்த நீதித்துறையிலே பதவி வகிக்கிறீர்கள்? எந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் கீழ் நீங்கள் உறுதிமொழி எடுத்துக்கொண்டு இந்த பதவிக்கு வந்தீர்களோ அதையெல்லாம் மறந்துவிட்டு அது வெற்றி கோஷம் என்று சொன்னால், 1976 வருடம் இந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டம் திருத்தப்பட்டு அதில் உள்ள ஆரம்ப வரிகளிலே சமதர்மம், மத சார்பின்மை, சோசியலிசம் என்ற வார்த்தைகளெல்லாம் போட்டிருக்கிறார்களே, அதற்கு என்ன அர்த்தம்? 13 நீதிபதிகள் அடங்கிய கேசவானந்த பாரதி என்ற வழக்கிலே அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் முதல் வரிகள் அடிப்படை உரிமை என்று சொல்கிறார்கள், அடிப்படை கட்டமைப்பு என்று சொல்கிறார்கள், பேசிக் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஆஃப் தி கான்ஸ்டிடியூஷன் என்று சொல்லப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. ஆனால் ஒவ்வொரு தீர்ப்பிலும் பார்க்கிறோம், மிக அதிர்ச்சி தர வகையில் 2005 வருடம் ஒரு உச்ச நீதிமன்ற தீர்ப்பிலே சொல்லியிருக்கிறார்கள், தனியார் மயம் இன்றைக்கு மிகப்பெரிய நன்மைகளை அளித்து வருகிறது. எப்படி சொல்கிறீர்கள்? விமான நிலையத்திற்கு சென்றால் மதுபானம் குடிக்க முடிகிறது என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். தேங்க்ஸ் டு பிரைவேட்டைசேஷன் we found pubs in the international airport என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். கனம் நீதிபதி அவர்களே, சர்வதேச விமான நிலையத்தில் குடிப்பதற்கு வசதி இருந்தால் அதுதான் உங்களுக்கு மிகப்பெரிய வெற்றி என்று சொல்கிறீர்கள் என்றால், தயவு செய்து நீங்கள் யோசித்து பாருங்கள், யாருக்காக நீதி பரிபாலனம் இங்கே இருக்கிறது என்பதை யோசித்து பாருங்கள். மீண்டும் மீண்டும் ஒரு பிரச்சனை இன்றைக்கு பொது வழியிலே வருகிறது. 1959 வருடம் இந்த நாட்டுடைய நாடாளுமன்றம் இயற்றிய ஒரு சட்டத்தின் மூலம் ஆயுள் காப்பீடு தனியார் மையத்திலிருந்து எடுக்கப்பட்டு பொதுத்துறைக்கு கொண்டு வரப்பட்டது. ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய நிறுவனம். இன்றைக்கும் அந்த நிறுவனத்தை பற்றி எந்த விதமான குறையும் சொல்ல முடியாத ஒரு காட்சியை நாம் பார்க்கிறோம். ஊழலா? அது பற்றி இதுவரை ஒரு தகவலும் வந்ததில்லை. திறமையின்மையா? அதை பற்றி யாரும் சொன்னதில்லை. அப்படிப்பட்ட ஆயுள் காப்பீட்டு நிறுவனத்தையும் இன்றைக்கு விற்பதற்கு விரும்புகிறார்கள். 5% அல்லது 2.5% என்பதுதான் இன்றைக்கு பிரச்சனை. ஆனால் அது ஒரு முடிவல்ல, அது ஒரு ஆரம்பம். எதற்கான ஆரம்பம் என்றால், இந்த நாட்டுடைய பொருளாதாரத்தை அழித்து இதை தனியார்மயமாக்கி மீண்டும் ஒரு கிழக்கிந்திய கம்பெனியும், மீண்டும் ஒரு காலனி ஆட்சியையும், மீண்டும் ஒரு அஸ்திவாரமற்ற பொருளாதாரத்தையும் கொண்டு வருவதை நாம் பார்க்கிறோம். அப்போ வங்கி ஊழியர்களுடைய கடமை என்ன, வங்கி அலுவலர்களுடைய கடமை என்ன என்றால் முக்கியமானது. இன்றைக்கு பொருளாதாரத்துடைய மிக முக்கியமான கண்ணியாக நீங்கள் இருக்கிறீர்கள். ஒவ்வொரு பொருளாதார முடிவுக்கும் வங்கிகள் பெரும் பங்கை வகிக்கின்றன. நாம் வெறும் காலை 9 மணி முதல் 5 மணி வரை வேலை செய்யக்கூடிய ஒரு ஊதியத்திற்கான அடிமை அல்ல. நமக்கு ஒரு பொருளாதார கடமை இருக்கிறது, நமக்கு ஒரு சரித்திர கடமை இருக்கிறது என்றால், உங்களுடைய 11வது மாநாட்டில் முதல் தீர்மானமாக இந்த தனியார் மயமாக்கத்தை எதிர்த்து நாம் குரல் எடுக்கிறோம். தனியார் மயமாக்கினால் இங்கே ஒரு தனியார் மயக்கம் பற்றி நமக்கே சில மயக்கம் இருக்கிறது. மத்திய தர வர்க்கத்தை சேர்ந்த நம்மை போன்றவர்களுக்கு எப்பொழுதுமே ஒரு மாயை உண்டு. நம்முடைய பொருட்கள், நம்முடைய தேவைகள் நிறைவேற்றப்பட்டுவிட்டால் நமக்கு சந்தோஷம். மற்றவர்கள் எப்படி இருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதை பற்றி நமக்கு கவலை இல்லை. ஏனென்றால் இட்ஸ் எ டிப்பிக்கல் மிடில் கிளாஸ் ஆட்டிடியூட். அதை மறந்து நமக்கு ஒரு சரித்திர கடமை இருக்கிறது. அண்ணா நகரிலே 4 மால், 2-3 பெரிய நிறுவனங்கள் அல்லது மல்டிப்ளெக்ஸ் தியேட்டர் வந்துவிட்டால் நம்முடைய மகிழ்ச்சி அங்கே கூடக்கூடாது. இன்றைக்கும் ஒரு சாதாரண குடிமகன் ஒரு அடிப்படை ஆதாரத்தை பெறுவதற்கு இந்த நாட்டிலே வசதி இல்லை என்றால் இதை சோசியலிச நாடு என்று சொல்வதற்கு அர்த்தமே இல்லை. நம்மை சுற்றி இருக்கக்கூடிய இந்த துணைக்கண்டத்தில் இருக்கக்கூடிய பல நாடுகள் பல்வேறு சோதனையிலே சென்று கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது 72 ஆண்டுகளாக நாம் இந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் அடிப்படையில் இன்னும் சிரமமாக இருக்கிறோம் என்றால் இந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தை எழுதியவர்களுடைய அவருடைய அறிவுத்திறனை நாம் பாராட்ட வேண்டும். டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அவர்கள் இந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தை தயார் செய்து 2.5 ஆண்டுகள் அதற்கான விவாதத்தில் கலந்து கொண்டு 1949ஆம் வருடம் நவம்பர் மாதம் 26ஆம் தேதி அந்த அரசமைப்பு சபையிலே ஒரு சரித்திர சொற்பொழிவை ஆற்றுகிறார்கள். அவர்கள் சொல்கிறார்கள், நாங்கள் இந்த சட்டத்தை எழுதி முடித்து விட்டோம், இது உங்கள் கையிலே இருக்கிறது, இதை நிறைவேற்றுவதும் அழிப்பதும் உங்களுடைய கையிலே தான் இருக்கிறது. இந்த நாடு இன்றைக்கு அரசியல் சுதந்திரம் அடைந்து விட்டது என்றால் நாம் மகிழ்ச்சி கொள்வோம். ஆனால் அதையும் மீறி இங்கே ஒரு சமுதாய சுதந்திரம், ஒரு பொருளாதார சுதந்திரம் இன்றும் வரவில்லை என்றால் இந்த நாடு நொறுங்கிவிடும் என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். This country will get destroyed unless we bring economic independence and social independence என்று சொல்கிறார்கள். 2.5 ஆண்டுகள் மிகவும் கடின உழைப்பில் தயாரிக்கப்பட்ட ஒரு ஸ்தாபனத்தை, ஒரு ஆவணத்தை அறிமுக உரையிலே அவர் அந்த அபாயத்தை நமக்கு உணர்த்திவிட்டு சென்றிருக்கிறார்கள். இந்த கடமை, இந்த நாட்டுடைய விடுதலை அது வெறும் அரசியல் விடுதலை அல்ல, சமூக பொருளாதார விடுதலை என்று நாம் நிரூபிக்க வேண்டும் என்றால் நம்முடைய சமுதாய கடமைகளை நாம் நிறைவேற்ற வேண்டும். எனக்கு முன்னால் பேசிய என்னை அறிமுகப்படுத்திய அந்த தோழி அவர்கள் குறிப்பிட்டார்கள் ஜெய்பீம் படம் பற்றி. ஜெய்பீம் என்பது ஒரு சினிமா படம். அதையும் தாண்டி நம்முடைய யதார்த்த வாழ்க்கை இருக்கிறது. இன்றைக்கும் ஆதிவாசிகளுக்கும் பட்டியலின மக்களுக்கும் இன்றைக்கு ஒரு சமத்துவம் இல்லாத ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் ஏறத்தாழ 1/5 மக்கள் பாரபட்சமற்ற ஒரு சமுதாயத்தில் இல்லாமல் தள்ளி வைக்கப்படுகிறார்கள் என்றால் நாம் எதற்காக இந்த சுதந்திரம் அடைந்தோம் என்ற அந்த அடிப்படை கேள்வியும் வருகிறது. ஒரு பக்கத்தில் நாம் ஸ்திரமான பொருளாதார கொள்கைக்கு போராடுகின்ற அதே வேளையில் நம்மை போன்ற மக்கள், நம்மை போன்றவர்கள் தான் அவர்கள், இந்த நாட்டுடைய 130 கோடியை சேர்ந்த அந்த மக்கள், அவர்களுக்கு இந்த நாட்டில் ஒரு சமத்துவமற்ற சூழ்நிலை இருக்கிறது. இதை பற்றி நாம் என்ன செய்கிறோம்? ஒவ்வொரு தொழிற்சங்கமும் தங்களுடைய பொருளாதார கோரிக்கையில் மட்டும் தங்களுடைய தலையை புதைத்து கொள்ளாமல், ஒரு நெருப்புக்கோழி வாழ்க்கையை வாழாமல் நாம் தலையை உயர்த்தி நம்முடைய சகோதரர்களுக்கு நாம் என்ன செய்ய வேண்டும் என்பதை யோசிக்க வேண்டும். நான் பல முறை சொல்வேன், எனக்கு கொடுக்கப்பட்ட காலம் முடிவடைவதால் நான் ஒரே ஒரு விஷயம் சொல்கிறேன். இந்த திரைப்படத்தை பார்த்த உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் ஒரு விஷயம் தெரிந்திருக்கும். அந்த திரைப்படத்தில் சங்கேனியாக நடித்த லிஜோமோல் ஜோஸ் என்ற மலையாள நடிகை மிக அற்புதமான அந்த பாத்திரத்தை செய்திருந்தார்கள். 3 வாரங்களுக்கு முன்னால் சிறந்த நடிகைக்கான ஒரு விருது அவர்களுக்கு வழங்கப்பட்டது. அந்த விருதை என்னை வழங்கும்படி கேட்டுக்கொண்டார்கள். விருதை வழங்கிய பிறகு நீங்கள் சில வார்த்தைகள் சொல்லுங்கள் என்று சொன்னார்கள். சில வார்த்தைகளில் அந்த படத்துடைய கருத்தை சொல்ல முடியாது. ஆனால் நான் ஒரு விஷயத்தை சொன்னேன். இந்த லிஜோமோல் ஜோஸ் உங்கள் வீட்டு வாசலில் இருக்கக்கூடிய காலிங் பெல்லை தட்டினால் நீங்கள் கதவை திறந்து அவளை அழைத்து உங்கள் சோஃபாவிலே உட்கார்த்தி வைத்து அவளுக்கு டீயோ காஃபியோ வழங்கி அவளுடைய நன்மைகளை விசாரிப்பீர்கள். அதே சங்கேனி உங்களுடைய வீட்டு கதவை தட்டினால் நீங்கள் கதவை திறப்பீர்களா? அதே மாதிரி அந்தஸ்து கிடைக்குமா? ஒரு ரீல் வாழ்க்கைக்கும் ஒரு ரியல் வாழ்க்கைக்கும் இன்றைக்கு பெரிய திரைவழி இருக்கிறது. ஒரு திரைப்படத்திற்கும் நம்முடைய நனைவுலகத்திற்கும் பெரிய வித்தியாசம் இருக்கிறது. இந்தியா அதனுடைய கிராமத்திலே வாழ்கிறது என்று மகாத்மா காந்தியடிகள் சொன்னார்கள். அப்பொழுது டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அவர்களை ஒரே ஒரு கேள்வி கேட்டார்கள். பாபுஜி, எந்த கிராமத்தை சொல்கிறீர்கள் என்று கேட்டார்கள். ஏனென்றால் அங்கே ஒரு கிராமம் அல்ல, ஒரு கிராமம் ஒரு காலனி சேர்ந்துதான் இருக்கிறது. இந்த படத்துடைய வெளிப்புற பட காட்சிகளுக்காக அந்த இருளர்கள் இருக்கக்கூடிய இடங்களுக்கு நான் சென்று பார்த்தோம். அவர்களுக்கு விலாசம் கிடையாது, அவர்கள் வீட்டுக்கு செல்வதற்கு சாலை கிடையாது, இரவிலே நடந்து போவதற்கு அங்கே தெருவிளக்குகள் கிடையாது, அவளுக்கு ஆதார் கார்டு கிடையாது, அவளுக்கு ஓட்டுரிமை இல்லை, அவளுக்கு ரேஷன் அட்டை இல்லை. அவர்கள் இந்த நாட்டுடைய மக்களா என்ற கேள்வி இருக்கிறது. நாங்கள் ஒரு காலனியில் இருந்து கேட்டோம், இந்த கிராமம் எங்கே இருக்கிறது என்று. அப்பொழுது அவர்கள் கை காட்டினார்கள், ஏதோ ஒரு இடத்திற்கு. தட்டு தடுமாறி அங்கே சென்றோம். இந்த திரைப்படம் எடுத்த இயக்குனர் ஞானவேல் அவர்கள் ஒரு பேட்டியிலே சொன்னார்கள், இந்தியா 2 கிராமத்தில் வாழவில்லை, 3 கிராமத்திலே வாழ்கிறது, அதுதான் ஆதிவாசிகளுடைய பகுதி என்று சொன்னார்கள். இப்படி மக்களுக்கு எந்த விதமான தொடர்பும் இல்லாமல் நம்முடைய ஜனநாயக நாட்டிலும் இப்படிப்பட்ட மக்கள் இருக்கிறார்களே, இதை பார்த்து நான் மனம் வருந்துகிறேன். என்னால் என்ன செய்ய முடியும் என்று ஆயிரக்கணக்கான இளைஞர்கள் எனக்கு கடிதம் எழுதுகிறார்கள். ஆனால் பார்த்தும் பார்க்காமல் போபவர்களை பற்றி நாம் என்ன சொல்ல வேண்டும்? இதைத்தான் நான் சொல்கிறேன். நம்முடைய பொருளாதார கோரிக்கைக்கு அப்பாற்பட்டு நாம் இந்த மாதிரியான மக்களுக்கு 20 விழுக்காடு உள்ள இந்த மக்களுக்கு ஒரு சமத்துவம் வேண்டும் என்பதை பற்றி நாம் பாராட்டுகிறோம். இந்த ஜெய்பீம் வருவதற்கு முன்னால் ஆர்டிகிள் 15 என்ற ஒரு இந்தி படம் வந்தது. அந்த ஆர்டிகிள் 15 எடுத்த இயக்குனரை எல்லாரும் கேட்டார்கள், இந்திய அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்திலே கிட்டத்தட்ட 400 பிரிவுகள் இருக்கின்றன, 15வது பிரிவு மட்டும் உங்கள் படத்துடைய தலைப்பாக வைத்திருக்கிறீர்கள் என்று. அதற்கு அவர் சொன்னார், இந்த நாட்டுடைய அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தின் இதயம் 15வது பிரிவு. 15வது பிரிவில் என்ன போட்டிருக்கிறார்கள்? இந்த நாட்டில் மொழியாக, மதம் சார்பாக, இடம் சார்பாக, பாலினம் சார்பாக எந்த ஜாதி அடிப்படையிலோ எந்த விதமான வித்தியாசமும் பாராட்டப்படாது, எந்த விதமான வேறுபாடும். there shall be no discrimination based on religion, caste, language or descent or sex என்று அந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்திலே ஒரு அடிப்படை உரிமை உருவாக்கப்பட்டிருக்கிறது. இந்த அரசமைப்பு சட்டத்தை இதயம் என்று அந்த இயக்குனர் கூறியது 100க்கு 100% உண்மை. அந்த உண்மையை நாம் நினைவாக்க வேண்டுமென்றால் நம்முடைய பொருளாதார கோரிக்கையெல்லாம் தாண்டி அதற்கும் அப்பால்பட்டு இருக்கக்கூடிய கோடிக்கணக்கான மக்களுடைய சமத்துவத்தை நிலைநாட்டுவதற்கு நாம் இந்த மே தினத்திலே உறுதி எடுத்துக்கொள்வோம் என்று சொல்லி உங்கள் மாநாடு வாழ்க என்று பாராட்டி வருகிறேன்.
Thank you, sir. Within a short span of time, sir has covered a lot of topics, right from the dangers of privatization to the threat resulting as a consequence of this privatization and the pathetic state of the oppressed people. Thank you, sir, for the detailed views. Thank you. It is with great pleasure and pride that I would like to announce that our Aiboc Tamilnadu State Unit has taken up a new initiative in publishing a compendium on judgments delivered in various courts on staff matters, compiled by Comrade Dr. R. Balaji, Joint General Secretary of Aiboc, to commemorate the occasion of the historic May Day 2022. This book, which he has compiled, this book should also be a ready reckoner for the defense assistants to represent the cases of the employees before the disciplinary authorities. This book, Judgments at a Glance, contains 77 types of judgments touching almost the entire gamut of proceedings on disciplinary and staff matters. I request our chief guest, Justice Chandru sir, to release this book, Judgments at a Glance, and I request Comrade Babani Shankar Mishra, President of IOB Officers Association and Senior Vice President of Aiboc, to receive the first copy. Today, we are happy to announce that our lady representative of Aiboc, Comrade Shanti, is celebrating her birthday. Let us all give our choices to wishes in the form of applause and give her the choices to wishes.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to dear one. Happy birthday to you. From good friends and true. From old friends and new.
A visionary leader turns the vision into reality by stating clear goals, outlining a strategic plan for achieving those goals. They are equipping and empowering each member to take action on the plan at organizational, team level, and individual level. I feel very much proud to tell a few words about our visionary leader, Comrade P. Nallaperumal Pillai sir, the State Secretary of Aiboc Tamilnadu Unit. Comrade P. Nallaperumal Pillai, popularly known as the Sustainability Champion. He is a great environmentalist. Interesting fact is that he has planted more than 1 lakh of trees, particularly the man-made forest in Chungangudi village of Kanyakumari district are a home for so many wild animals and birds. Being an agricultural graduate, I am very much inspired by your activities, sir. His banking career is illustrious with lots of accolades and appreciation from the top management of our bank. And now he is presently working as Assistant General Manager in SBI after having been a member of our esteemed Chairman's Club continuously for 2 years. Comrade P. Nallaperumal Pillai started his trade union activities at a very young age as Unit Secretary at Nagarkoil and then was elected to be Zonal Secretary of Kanyakumari Zone in 2008. He further became Deputy Regional Secretary of Madurai Zone in the year 2010 and DGS of the Circle in 2014. His empathy towards our fellow officers and his tireless service for their welfare has highlighted him to the prestigious post as President in SBI Officers Association, Chennai Circle. Presently, he is taking care of administration and disciplinary proceedings of SBI Officers Association, Chennai Circle. I would like to invite Comrade P. Nallaperumal Pillai to deliver the State Secretary report. Please, sir. Welcome, sir.
அன்பான தோழர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் எனது இனிய காலை வணக்கம். இந்த மே தின நாளிலே இந்த மேடையில் அமர்ந்திருக்கின்ற நம்முடைய சிறப்பு விருந்தினர்களை அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, கிளை அமர்ந்திருக்கின்ற தோழர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய வணக்கத்தினை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, நம்முடைய ஸ்டேட் கான்ஃபரன்ஸுடைய இந்த ஸ்டேட் செக்ரட்டரிஸ் ரிப்போர்ட் உங்களிடையே பகிர்ந்து கொள்வதில் நான் மிக மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகின்றேன். Comrade President and delegates, the undersigned on his own and on behalf of members on the Executive Committee extend a warm welcome and wishes to all the delegates present in the general body representing 25,000 membership spanning across the state of Tamil Nadu and Union Territory Puducherry. Chennai, the capital city of Tamil Nadu, is situated on the Coromandel coast of the Bay of Bengal. It has played a very crucial role in the traditional and historical and academic growth of the country, representing the different elements of the highest variety of the Dravidian civilization. Aiboc, the All India Bank Officers Confederation, is a symbol of hope and aspiration to managerial class all over the world. When the supervisory workers were exploited on the plea that they are part of the management and cannot form the unions, Aiboc came into existence. All India Bank Officers Confederation is an affects trade union supervisory cadre employees. As an affects body, Aiboc is the torchbearer in the trade union movement, not only of the bank officers, but also of the supervisory cadre of employees in the financial sector as a whole. Aiboc has been the forerunner in championing the cause of the working class amongst supervisory cadre employees. Aiboc has acted as a catalyst in forging unity of the bank employees and informing United Forum of Unions in 1997, comprising of all the bank employees unions and officers organizations. In the banking industry, it encompasses public sector, private sector, regional rural banks, and cooperative banks. Aiboc commands membership of over 2 lakhs with an overwhelming majority in the banking industry. It has affiliates in all the banks, public sector, and 10 banks in private sector, officer organizations in 2 state-level cooperative societies, regional rural banks, and 4 other financial institutions are affiliated to Aiboc. In order to accelerate the pace of consolidation, separate federations have been set up for officers of private sector, cooperative sector, regional rural banks under the banner of Aiboc. Likewise, Aiboc has set up state units in all states and union territory. These units have in turn set up district units all over India, all over country. Obituary. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. The Holy Bible. During the period under report, National and the Aiboc has lost many towering personalities who shaped our dictionary, both within our own fraternity as well as the society at large in the bygone decades. Natural furies, unprecedented pandemic, social strife, terrorist attacks, ethnic hostility, and had all snatched millions of valuable lives inside the national boundary and beyond. Bow down our head in the revered memory of all the departed. The notable deaths in our country during the reporting period are Comrade S.R. Sengupta, Doyen of Officers Movement is no more. Comrade Sanda Raju, Doyen of Officers Trade Union Movement. Comrade S.K. Mishra. Due to paucity of time, I am not reading all the names. Dr. J. Jayalalitha, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, our former Prime Minister of India. Dr. M. Karunanidhi, former Chief Minister and our DMK Chief. And lot of our political leaders and important personalities were reported there. This report was shared to all of you through our virtual mode, and it was sent to the WhatsApp, and it is available in our website also. It was all sent to you, comrades. And last week we lost 11 lives in our temple car procession. We all mourn for that. The state conference pays deep homage to all the frontline COVID warriors, doctors, health workers, municipal staff, police personnel, and our own officers and employees and others who risk their own life to salvage the lives of others. Such untiring commitment for serving the ailing humanity at the time of the pandemic reinforces our own faith and belief in collective existence and teaches us that such selfless integrated action in the face of adversaries is the real weapon in our armory to win over the challenges. In memory of those who have left us, we propose to stand up and pay obeisance for a 1 minute, comrade. Please stand up. Thank you, comrades. Lessons learned from 21. COVID-19 will continue to be the present and fashion the way we live and conduct the business for the foreseeable future. Inflation, supply chains, and that will great concern the 2022. And all these things are there. New work culture. The global pandemic COVID-19 has prepared the workforce to accept the work from the home culture. This has led to a reduction in the physical interactions and dispensing with the need for face-to-face meetings. It took a long time and also they experienced the trial and error to find a solution to the cost of the disease problem. A new digital society is emerging. Human beings are to convert themselves to data series. And the Ukraine war, then lot of Aiboc National Youth Convention in Kolkata, 26-27 August 2017. National Women's Convention, 4th and 5th 2017 at KK College, Mumbai. And Aiboc condemns the cabinet approval of merger of PSPs. 5-day week. Aiboc urges center to stop mandatory Aadhaar linking with the bank accounts until SC directive. Industrial unrest in Catholic Syrian Bank. The arrogance and insensitivity of the management has reached a point where the employees are left with no option but to go ahead with their agitation. In response to our strike notice, RLC has arranged a meeting. Even there, the management representative made it clear that none of our 10-point demands should be considered or even be put to the discussion. Due to the stubborn attitude of the other side, the conciliation efforts failed. We are left with no alternative but to go ahead with our strike, our CSP strike, because they are not getting the justice, comrades. We have to fight it out. Then Aiboc demonstration at Delhi at Parliamentary Street. Then meeting of DFS on 2nd May 2018. Then forcible imposition of Aadhaar enrollment on bankers. Aiboc calls for boycott. Then meeting of 4 officers organizations in banking sector. Aiboc book release. Then Aiboc Coimbatore meeting. Joint Parliamentary Committee. Then small committee meeting at Mumbai IBA office. Then wage negotiation. 11th bipartite settlement. Second working committee of the Aiboc. The executive committee meeting of the Aiboc. 19th, the executive committee of the meeting Aiboc held on 27th and 20th November 2020 at Kolkata. Then executive committee meeting at Aiboc held on New Delhi on 26/12/19. Then 12th Triennial General Council at Comrade S.R. Sengupta Nagar, Kolkata. Comrade A.K. Jana Manch at Salt Lake from 23rd to 25th January 2021. Then that is important things that Bharat Yatra, Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao, it is to our near to our heart, and we are fighting the government against the privatization. At the call of Aiboc, 2,000 members and other stakeholders from nooks and corners of the country, traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Ahmedabad to Aiswal, assembled to voice their protest against the proposed banking amendment bill listed as an agenda during the winter session of the Parliament. The rally was very successful and we were able to stall the implementation of the bills. Then Aiboc meeting at Coimbatore. Then May Day celebration at Chennai, the disciplinary proceedings. Then 15th year of bank nationalization was celebrated by the Aiboc Tamilnadu unit in 1997-2018. Cadre development program at Aiboc Coimbatore. May Day celebration at Chennai on 1/5/2019. The new officers brothers of our office bearers of our unit, state unit, consequent to the election of the new office bearers of Aiboc at national level, a meeting of Aiboc Tamilnadu was held on 14th February 2021, in which felicitation was given to the comrade Murali Soundararajan, president of the Aiboc. The following office bearers of the unit were unanimously elected to the Tamilnadu unit of our federation, our Aiboc. Comrade S. Prem Kumar, president. Comrade P. Nalavarman, general secretary of the state unit of state secretary of the unit. Comrade Manimaran, treasurer. Comrade Sandhi, women representative, and other office bearers from various affiliates were selected. Aiboc Tamilnadu State Unit met the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu during the pandemic period. We met Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu and we explained to him about the sufferings of the bankman and requested to implement the IB advisories and of restricted transactions. Chief Minister elaborately discussed the issues. Then Aiboc donated 16 lakhs for CM Relief Fund. On 26 July 21, a delegation of Aiboc consists of Comrade T. Murali Soundarajan, President, Comrade R. Segaran, Senior Vice President, Comrade Sadagoban, GS of Union Bank of India, Comrade P. Nalaburmal Play, Secretary of TM Aiboc, Comrade S. Prem Kumar, President, Comrade S. Manimaran, Treasurer, Tamil Nadu State Met, Comrade Sri M. K. Stalin, Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. A memorandum stating his intervention to stall privatization moves of central government was submitted. CM gave a patient hearing and assured requested intervention. On behalf of TN State Aiboc, a check for 16 lakh was handed over to CM Relief Fund for the COVID relief. Then International Women's Day was celebrated by Tamil Nadu unit. It is a very big event. Break the bias. And 20th March 2022, from this hall, we organized the Tamil Nadu State Unit celebration of International Women's Day. Lot of people participated, women comrades participated, and Dr. A. Srisha, Assistant Professor of Chellamal Arts College, rendered a fabulous speech in Tamil with many novel ideas. And Comrade Murali Soundarajan was addressed the keynote address, and especially our Dr. Justice Anida Suman, Judge Madras High Court, was the chief guest, and she was impressed with all her enthralling speech, and everybody gained momentum. Comrade Honorable Justice told that Women's Day is not to be celebrated just for a day and even a month. It should be every minute and every hour. She has disturbed the history of Women's Day. Dear comrades, we are conducting the May Day 2022 at a time when our country is emerging out of the pandemic situation. The working class is passing through a very difficult phase. Government is also waging a war against working class by implementing most hazardous laws of curtailing the labor movement. We all know that May Day has its origin in the militancy of the working class revolt, ruthless state oppression, and execution of Haymarket marchers in Chicago. It created hysteria and led to the observance of International Working Day. India is facing similar kind of oppression of labor. The people is trying to implement all sorts of labor laws which will suppress the voice of the labor movements. We all know that the banking sector is facing a lot of problems now. With our united stand, we were able to stall the privatization move of the government temporarily. Anytime they may come up with the agenda of privatizing banks, which will naturally lead to the economy going to the private hands. This is a time that we will stand united. We should strengthen Aiboc at the district levels, and active involvement of all the members in the calls given by the organization is the necessity of the hour. I request all the members to deliberate on the points discussed in the report and also give a suggestion to strengthen the organization at the grassroots level. I conclude this General Secretary's report by saying wordings in the Haymarket inscription. The day will come when our silence will be more powerful than the voices you are throttling today. Thank you, comrades. A lot of resolutions are there. I request Comrade Sadagoban to read the resolutions here.
Good morning, comrades, respected leaders on the dais and off the dais. I thank you for the opportunity. I now read out the resolutions. Resolution 1, 5 days week. Number 2, fixed lunch hours. Number 3, extended business hours. Number 4, officers friendly transfer policy. Number 5, self-lease. 6, claim of leased residential accommodation on certificate basis. Number 7, reimbursement of hospitalization charges. Number 8, compensation for working on holidays and Sundays. absorption of income tax on salaries and perquisites by banks, career path for officers, lady officers in Aiboc, soft transfer and placement policy for lady officers, child care leave, revision of gratuity ceiling, date of effect, health checkup scheme for all officers and their family members, reimbursement of costs of spectacles, soft deposit locker charges, recruitment of sports persons, handicapped allowance for disabled employees, encashment of privilege leave, updation of pension for bank employees and officers, social responsibility of an organization to its employees, employees care fund in banks, setting up crèche facility in major cities and taluk headquarters, extension of maternity leave from 6 months to 12 months, consideration for reimbursement of fertility treatment. Thank you. Sir, shall we take it as adopted?
Dear comrades, the submission of account statement from 24/7/2015 to 31/3/2022. Page number 41. Details of users. Total expenditure is 43,99,995. And detail of sources. Total income 43,99,995. And the breakup of funds received from the affiliates is in page number 42. Total we have received 19,50,395 for the said period. Can we adopt it, comrades? Thank you.
Now is the time to honor our very own Aiboc leaders. I request Comrade Dr. R. Balaji, Vice President of Aiboc and Joint General Secretary of Aiboc, to honor Comrade S. Prem Kumar, our State President of Aiboc. I request Comrade Babani Shankar Mishra, Senior Vice President of Aiboc, to felicitate Comrade P. Nallaperumal Pillai. I request Comrade Shekaran, Senior Vice President of Aiboc, to honor Treasurer Comrade S. Manimaran. Leadership is based on inspiration, not domination, on cooperation and not intimidation. We have one such great leader of Aiboc here, Comrade Babani Shankar Mishra. I request Comrade Senior Vice President of Aiboc to address the gathering for the special May Day message.
Thank you, Madam. Comrades, at the outset, let me convey my gratitude to the organizers to giving me an opportunity to be present among all of you on the auspicious occasion of May Day, the International Labour Day, coupled with 11th State Conference of Tamilnadu State Unit. Comrades, while I stand here to convey my revolutionary greetings to all of you for this great occasion, International Labour Day, it reminds me the origin of May Day celebration. Maybe it will be a waste of time if I tell all these things to the elite members, comrades present here. But then, comrades, one thing comes to my mind which I must tell you here. May Day was started from a basic fundamental requirement of overcoming the suppression of labor class from the industrialist. Maybe over a period, we have managed to a long extent, to a great extent, to aid these things. We have fought and we have brought some rights for all of us. Present, we are all part of a society. Maybe today, the society wants something from us in return. And more particularly, the downtrodden, the labor class, the middle class. They look at us for a better living. When I pinpoint my deliberation on the financial sector, when the requirement was there, it was changed from a private hand to nationalization. Over a period when the fruits are started to come for the society, now a threat looming large was the privatization of nationalist banks and, for that matter, any government organization. Friends, perhaps today it is our responsibility to tell the people that what vagaries of privatization will bring if this privatization occurs. Friends, where privatization may be good at some sector, but I can tell with confidence that where there is people like middle class, lower class, labor class and downtrodden are involved, privatization will be suicidal. Privatization is only for profit, they don't look at the society. Our responsibility now to make these people understand and join us in our fight against privatization. Our top leaders, Comrade Soumya Dutta, Comrade Murli Soundarajan, they have the vision. The Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao is a very good word coined. The country can be saved if we save the bank. The responsibility is with us, and path has also been shown by the farmers, those who have fought and shown the government that they can repeat the thing what they want. Maybe, friends, I don't want to indulge in any political statement, being a political organization, but certainly which affects us, we'll fight, whoever may be there in the government. So now, from this forum, I appeal to you all, let us contribute our might in the scheme of things which our leaders have shown us. Let us contribute our best. Let us have this satisfaction that, yes, I have also participated and contributed to save the bank from being privatized. We will not let anything, any stone unturned till the threat of privatization is completely eroded. I wish all of you once again a great revolutionary greetings from my side and from the side of the dais, and I wish all success for the 11th State Conference of Tamilnadu State Unit. Thank you. Red salute, comrades.
Thank you, sir, for an inspiring May Day message.
General Secretary of Aiboc, Comrade R. Balaji, is a powerful orator, a great scholar. He is a leader who knows the way, shows the way, and goes by the way. He has saved many of our colleagues from the stringent disciplinary actions, and therefore he is referred as the defense representative. His vast knowledge and experience in trade union activities is evident in the books he authored, such as one-point reference book for defense representatives, one-point reference book of SBI officers, service and conduct rules, gateway to promotion, you should know, and service conditions of SBI officers. And today he also added another feather to his crown, judgment at a glance. He always had a capacity to translate vision into reality. Comrade R. Balaji is now General Secretary of SBIOA, Secretary, Chennai Circle. He is also serving as Vice President of Aiboc and Joint General Secretary of Aiboc. We request Comrade R. Balaji to deliver the special address.
The respected President of today's 11th State Conference of Aiboc and also May Day celebration day, Comrade Prem Kumar from Indian Bank, Comrade Bhavani Mishra, the President of IOB, All India Indian Overseas Bank Officer Association, my good friend, and the President of our State Bank Officer Association Chennai Circle, and the State Secretary of Aiboc Tamilnadu, Comrade P. Nalaperumal Pillai, the Secretary General of Indian Bank Officer Association, Sri R. Sekaran, a Senior Vice President of Aiboc, the galaxy of leaders who are on the dais and off the dais. Good afternoon to one and all. I deem to have the privilege of coming and standing before you to address on this happiest occasion. Comrade, hats off to the Tamil Nadu State Unit. 15 days back only I told him to go ahead with the state conference. We to get permission from our General Secretary, Comrade Soumya. The moment I told that we are going to conduct a program at state level, Soumya, who is presently addressing a Union Bank of India function at Calcutta, he will very quickly join on virtual mode. Immediately he has accorded his permission and said that you go ahead with that book. Then I said that this the book what has been released, I am privileged to get the book released from the person, humanitarian, the personality, Justice K. Chandru. What we want, that is the moment is to be cherished forever in my life. Because in 2002 and 2008, when Comrade G.D. Nadaf, our former General Secretary of Aiboc and Aiboc, when he made a request to translate the judgments, I have been given a chance, and he asked my former General Secretary to relieve my service to the Federation. That time they could not relieve me. But I told Comrade Nadaf, sir, that whenever time permits, I will do this. Comrades, this book is a wonderful reference book for the defense representatives, which they can quote. Nearly 3,500 judgments have been given in 2 lines. 2 lines, what is the nutshell? It is not a one-day work or 2-day work. It is nearly 10.5 years I have worked for this program. 10.5 years I have worked for this book, and I have sent the copy of the book to the Attorney General, the Parasuraman Sir's son, He read the book and give me the things. It is extraordinary being. You should be a legal luminary. It is not so. It's the acumen what we have learned from the opportunity given by my association SBOCC to give me the opportunity to write this book. It's a tool for entire people. And Nada sir has given a foreword. He said, what I dreamt for 35 years, you have brought in 10 years. So please kindly go through the books. This book is will be cost for we have not worked for the cost. We will work for the cost and send it to all India level because a lot of demand is there for this, for all the organizations. That should be I thank the entire people to give me an opportunity to do this kind of work, contribution to this great work. Nevertheless, you all know the history of the May Day. We need not tell about how the May Day is being celebrated. From 1861 onwards, this May Day has been given a recognition. And 1923, the same Chennai city, under Singaravelar, this program has been culminated and coined as May Day for the workers. Today we are celebrating this May Day at our Chennai, a historical day. Rebirth of the organization for the officers movement. Yes, comrades. Chennai is the one center where the movement of the officers, the first trade union for the officers class has been formed at Chennai. It has been rated as MDS 2, Madras 2 at that time. And State Bank of India Officer Association is the first organization which has been born at Chennai, which has been leading the beacon light of the trade banking industry today. All the stalwarts from the day one, we name KV Acharya of Indian Overseas Bank. You name Sitaraman, the hall has been named after him. We name Comrade Moses, Comrade Balakrishnan. So many people you name anyone. They are all the part of the brainchild of this great edifice called Aiboc Tamilnadu. They have done the yeoman service. Today we are all enjoying the fruits of the forefathers who have toiled day and night for the development of the banking industry. Today, as Justice has said, the entire government is getting fear on seeing the Banking Industries Officers Association. Because we know what to do, how to do, when to do. That is the trigger. They wanted to deunionize it. That's why this the change of labor laws have been introduced and the jail laws will be coming to force from 1st July. It is a draconian movement as far as the government of India is concerned. But one way it is helpful for us is, as the Comrade Bandlish has said in our conference, that it gives you the reduction of working hours which pay for 5-day banking. Comrade, the much awaited 5-day banking will be on cards for for our banking employees and officers. Definitely it will be introduced as per the statement of Bandlish. It will be introduced within this year. This is one aspect what has been there. The second aspect what we are aiming is for the updation of pension. Updation of pension for all the public sector employees, the bank employees. This is also will be on the cards. They are going for that. A family pension updation, you have seen how the tussle was there, how it was impossible. It has been made possible by the leaders on the top level. They synchronize with the thoughts and meet the difference of opinion has been set apart and they worked joint for the one aim to get the updation of pension, and updation of pension will be on the cards. Comrades, you all see that the member of legislative assembly who has not attended the session for even one day is getting 25,000 as pension. And the member of parliament who is not attending the parliament at all, who has not joined the debates, he is getting nearly about 25,000 after completion of 5 years, and every year he will get 2,000 rupees as pension increase. That is the ultimate demand. These lawmakers will join together when it comes for the updation of the perks. There is no debate. When it goes in the updation of the pension, they cost about the cost factor. What is the cost factor they say? The recent 2021 and 22, the financial year, first 3 months, the operating profit and net profit given by the banks, as 17 banks is 34,000 crores. For only 3 months, the COVID period, it was astonishing. We are all the bankers who know how to run the country. That's why, as Chandru sir has said, that we have to toil for our own rights first. Then we have to toil for the economy, protection of economy of the country. This will be done by us. That's why our leaders, the wisdomized leaders are going for a strategic path. That strategic path will help us to the ultimate victory is ours. Many a battles we have fought, never a battle we have lost. That is the slogan what we are raising it. It is true, comrades, whenever it comes, being an FDI bill or being it the updation of family pension or being the updation of pension. Our demand is just and right. Definitely we will win the demand with the thumping majority so that all the bank employees' oaths have been fulfilled by the introduction of 5-day banking, updation of pension, and also the rejection of NPS, which is affecting my colleagues, my youngsters. The NPS is one draconian movement by the government of India, which has been introduced today. By the statistics what we have given, we want the defined pension and not the pension what you are going to give from the result oriented pension will not be there. All the draconian movement or the obstacles of this new pension scheme has been fought in the Bombay High Court, and I am sure that the NPS will be rejected and we will get the old pension scheme applicable to all the people, so that my youngsters will be put into their bracket. Their future will be protected by incorporating a appropriate class in all the banking regulations acts, comrades. Because of our solidarity and because of our forevision, the disciplinary proceedings of the banking employees and officers has got a rebirth, and we have given a detailed study to the committee, and committee has accepted 27 recommendations what has been given by the poor officers organization. This is a great achievement. 65 years we have been taught in the old CCS rules, and today because of the digital platform we have to get a lot of disciplinary changes will be there. That will be incorporated very shortly, and it has been entrusted to the Executive Director of Indian Bank, Sri Tyagarajan. Already he has accepted all the recommendations of the federations. Definitely we will get a chance to revamp the entire staff accountability as well as disciplinary proceeding. That will be a protecting year for us, so that there won't be any fear when you are working as a field officer in the credit area. That will be the order of the we have given. During the disciplinary proceedings, promotions have been rejected or withheld. That should not be there. We have seen it is a double jeopardy. There are so many recommendations are there in the level. Each bank is practicing different level, but a compendium of manual will be given for all the banks to follow, so that our officers will be set free from the level of something what has the omission and commission what has been unknowingly happened. We should not be taken into task. That will be the idea behind that. Then we have seen the stagnation increments. The stagnation increment in the 8th joint note. How many of you have gone through the 8th joint note? We have strongly felt that it's an injustice has been done. Injustice has been done in interpreting the laws. In the 8th joint note, they have said that additional increment and the refixation of the stagnation increment, which has been taken a total misinterpretation by the bank managements, and we fixed the basic pay wrongly. That has been clarified. We have given 20 pages with the examples how it has to be refixed. That has been in toto accepted by the IBA, and they have released the circulars which will be beneficial for our officers, comrades. This is one thing. Another cons and the residual issues. Comrade Shekaran was there. He would have been he will be sharing you the residual issues. The residual issues what we have been there, that the maximum residual issues will be settled in the next 2 or 3 settlements. Negotiations with the IBA, already they have given a positive. 10 days back the negotiation committee has convened, but there was no agenda on that day. They only formally met and say that we will go a forward movement. That is the only assurance given by the new IBA chairman. That all will be there, but we will not leave it. People are thinking about our charter of demands is due. As one of the person who has been preparing the charter of demands for the previous 11th joint note, we have categorically told to our leaders, unless our previous demands are settled, we don't want to give any charter of demand. That all the 9 leaders are very firm. UOB is firm that you settle first this 11th joint note residual issues, then we will go for the settlement of COD of the next 12th joint. That is the ultimate demand can be given to the IBA people, and they also prepare that okay, we will settle these residual issues. These are all some of the things what has been there. And coming back to the chief judge, see, he is the eminent personality. See, criminal laws as well as to the civil laws. Apart from the service laws also, the person who has rendered excellent service to the downtrodden and privileged people, the most underprivileged people, he has done excellent work, and he has served for them without getting any fees, even though he is a senior lawyer. That was his acumen in the language, the subject knowledge, and also helping tendency. When we have placed our request to him, immediately he said that I am ready to come. The only one day advance things only given to invitation to given to him. He is very much happy to come. Then when we have a discussion in the room, he was so happy that he has been called for here. Despite many things, he is the working professor for many university for labor laws. That is the issue. Without any pie, he don't want any remuneration. He will come, he will discuss, and he will go. The person is having the highest social responsibility, and that's why in his speech he has requested the State Bank, the officers also should have the social responsibility. He should protect the gear of the economy of the country. He has not relied that the finance minister will do or the prime minister will do. He realized that the force which can be protecting the economy of the country is none other than the bank employees and bank officers. That is his level of acumen there, and he is working for that. And with the great thing what we have seen in 10 days back in Hindu, a beautiful article has come about him. I was discussing there, so how is it possible? See, wherever the injustice there, he will come and do it. That is always, Aiboc is a non-political organization. We also be like that, that wherever there is an injustice, whether it is in Union Bank of India or Punjab National Bank or Bank of India, nevertheless, we as a whole, as a unity and solidarity of the bankmen, we will go and represent to the people. Being it a Catholic Syrian Bank, what has been there in Kerala, a fire has been lit all over India, and the chairman do not know what to do with the CSB people, though he has instructed so many things. It has happened for Dhanalakshmi Bank. The man who was dictated is out of the chair. That's the level of the trade unionism what we are exhibiting in all the places. Comrades in Tamil Nadu, I am extremely happy. The unit of the Aiboc of all India level, Tamil Nadu unit is playing an excellent job. What my request is from all the districts, we have to go for the district unit should be revitalized, it should be brought into the limelight so that all the district units should be doing one activity or other so that we are united and see that as Aiboc Tamilnadu, we play a vital part in the all India level. Comrades, the positions are there. It is not the position that what we are get. This time we got a prime position at Aiboc level. It is not because of anything. It is because of the great struggle these people have shown. This unity and solidarity we have shown on the conference only made us to give the proper way. That kind of a thing should be the fire should be in your belly. Wherever there is injustice, you have to come forward and fight. I am extremely happy that 40% of our membership are youngsters. So my appeal to the youngsters is come forward and take the responsibility and being a cadre for this Tamil Nadu unit to protect the rights and the responsibility of the bank officers so that we all one and show the other organization that if we are not, who else will do it? That should be there on May Day. Let us take the oath that we will join together. We are not the leaders, please do not follow us. We are not the followers, do not lead us. What we want is let all the members pertaining to all the affiliations come forward to take the flag of Aiboc Tamilnadu to the greater heights. I wish the state unit of Tamil Nadu the wonderful arrangement what they have made today. And also very within a short period of a nice report presented by Comrade P. Nallapermal Pillai, the state secretary, and also the arrangements have been taken care and monitored by the treasurer, Comrade Manimaran and Comrade Prem Kumar, the president. This is the way we have shown that with all the constraints, with all the priorities in their respective banks, they came forward to take this 11th conference in a wonderful way. This conference is the eye-opener for many of them. The entire bank pan-India level that we also should do such a kind of program. What's up to this entire Tamil Nadu state unit? I wish the deliberation should be in a fruitful way so that each and every the advices or criticism or the suggestions given by the members of the Tamil Nadu affiliate, will boost and take the flag of Aiboc Tamilnadu to the greater heights. Let us all work together for the development of the bankers and also for the development of the respective banks, so that if the robust of the banks are there, the unions will be there. If the banks are failing, we could not be there. On paper they are showing in a different way, but on reality, all the banks are in robust level, and we show to the government of India, your onslaught movement cannot be implemented on us because we are strong and one. We want the robust place for us, and without our permission, no, we cannot be insulted by anyone. That is the order of the day, comrades. We will show to the entire world that we are unique in the country to take the flag of our Aiboc Tamilnadu and Aiboc at all India level and also UOBU, that we are the crusaders for any onslaught to the management. Let us work together. Yes, the Aiboc Jindabad. Aiboc Jindabad. Aiboc Jindabad. Thank you, comrades.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure we comrades will definitely take the flag of Aiboc high.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, right. Fine. Okay, right.
Our guest of honor, Comrade Soumya Datta, will join us shortly through virtual mode. With utmost pleasure, we welcome Sir, General Secretary of Aiboc. To tell a few words about him, Comrade Soumya Datta is a highly qualified person and ardent lover of sports, proficient in hockey, table tennis, cricket, football,
Can
and
I start?
swimming. A versatile leader, a social service-minded person.
President,
The floor is yours, sir.
Comrade Secretary of the State Unit, are the leaders, Comrade President of the State Unit, Comrade Secretary, are the senior leaders on the dais, Comrade Balaji, Comrade Shekharan, and all comrades. Firstly, heartiest congratulations to AIBOC Tamilnadu State Unit for organizing this meeting on this historic occasion of May Day, International Workers' Day. I think it's the only state unit of the country which has organized such a program to commemorate, to observe and celebrate the International Workers' Day, which is known as May Day. I congratulate Comrade Balaji for bringing out the compendium on legal matters, on all the cases pertaining to the banking industry, and to release the said book on this historic occasion. Let us understand that this May Day is being observed at a time. Let us go back to the history, 1885. All of us are aware what May Day was, what is the significance of May Day. But how many of us are aware that there is a monument commemorating the martyrs at Haymarket Square, Chicago, where among many things that has been written is something that has been etched. A day will come when our silence will overcome all the voices that you are trying to throttle. That means our silence will be more powerful than the powers that be, which are throttling our voices. The same situation is prevailing in the country today. The government is trying to throttle the voices of the working class. The proposed labor laws are going to plant a nail in the coffin of the labor force. And the workers in 1885 also had submitted a charter of demands. What was the charter of demands? If you go through the history, you will find arms to workmen. They said, Get yourselves equipped. I'm not saying arms means swords or rifles. Arms means knowledge. Arms means empowerment. Arms mean the determination to hit the street, to protest, the right to protest. It is for peace of the cottages. Those who live in cottages, let there be peace. Death, war against the palaces. I mean, those who live in palaces at that point of time, the owners. In our times, we can relate. It is a war against the powers that be, that rules the country from Delhi. It is a war against those. And it's also death to all those who live in luxurious ideals. That means who are not connected with the movement, let there be death. So that is an awakening call for all of them to join the streets. That same charter of demands is still prevalent today. Whatever has been written there, it is relative in the Indian context. That the powers that we are trying to throttle the voices of the working class, and we have to hit the streets. Now let us extrapolate our struggle with that of the laborers. We are all workers. And sometimes we feel that we are an executive. Maybe to term myself or others as workers, we find that we are different from the workers who are working in jute mills or cotton mills. So many cotton mills in Tamil Nadu, so many factories in Tamil Nadu. There is a difference between our being a worker and they being a worker. But basically, let me say, all of us are workers. Some of us enjoy certain privileges. We can show cause to others. We can even inflict punishment on other colleagues by virtue of me being an executive. But at the end of the day, we are all workers. We are all fighting to protect our rights. And now, coming back to the May Day, all of us are aware that we are in the midst of a fight to save the public sector of the country, fight to save the public sector space, the public sector banks, the RRBs. But why this fight? Why this public sector? Now, public sector was a concept. It is a philosophy. Public sector does not represent any institution. It does not represent State Bank of India or ONGC or Indian Oil or Air India or BSNL or BHEL or SAIL. It is a philosophy that was visualized, conceptualized by our predecessors, by our forefathers, who thought that public sector was an answer to make India self-reliant. Public sector was something of a concept to provide jobs to millions. Public sector was a concept to change the economic discourse of the country. Public sector made this white, blue and green revolution. We are all aware of that. But it is a philosophy. It is not a fight to save State Bank of India. It is not a fight to save BSNL. It is not a fight to save ONGC or MTNL. It is an attack on the basic philosophy of public sector. That let us be aware of. We are fighting against an attack, a virulent, vitriolic attack, a narrative that public sector has lost its relevance. Public sector is now redundant. This is the philosophy that we have to protect. This is the mother of all battles that we have ever waged. And let us understand, we are fighting when we are in the bank, we think we are fighting for our service conditions. If the banks are privatized, my job is at stake. My pension is at stake. I'll be transferred. I'll be subjected to torture. But if we confine our fight to only these issues, we will not be winning our battle. We may go for so many seminars and n numbers, 10 seminars, 12 seminars. We can have 20 demonstrations. We can have 10 days of strike. But will we be able to win? That is a question there. Unless the common people can relate that we are fighting for their struggle also. If the banks are privatized, the common people's deposit will be at stake. The security of the deposit will be at stake. The youth who belong to SC, ST, OBC community, their reservation will be at stake. Social justice will be at stake. So many issues are involved. If our fight can be related by the common people, our stakeholders, that it is a fight, the bankers are not fighting for the jobs. They are fighting against the attack on the philosophy of public sector. They are fighting to protect our hard-earned deposits. They are fighting that the banks continue to provide low-rate interest to SHGs. the farmers, the small and medium enterprises. The publisher provides pension to those who work in unorganized sectors. That is the mother of all battles that we are fighting. And unless we can relate, unless we can hit the streets, our Facebook campaign is one such mission. Because the battle, as I say, will be fought on the streets as well as on the social media. And Facebook plays a tremendous role. Out of every 100 citizens, 90 will be on the Facebook, maybe 10 will be on the Twitter. So our Facebook campaign, but I have shared the link with Comrade Pillai, I've shared the link with Comrade Manimar, Comrade Nitish, Comrade Prem, that as we download our individual banks apps in our customer home, if we can make them download Facebook Lite and send invitations to our page from 2,000 likes in August now has reached 130,000 likes in a matter of just 7 months, 8 months. It is not done. It has not been achieved overnight. It has taken many comrades, dedicated comrades who have been working day and night to promote this page, like Comrade Rahul Pao, who is the architect of this page, like Comrade Ravi Shankar Kumar, Comrade Arun Roy, to name a few, who even in their sleep they dream of how the reach of this page will be, enhanced. So that our posts are reaching 50,000, 70,000, 1 lakh people. But given our potential, 130,000 just a insignificant number. I'll request all of you who are present here, kindly download Facebook Lite, make your friends, relatives, whoever you meet, download Facebook Lite and send invitations to all your contacts. That is a part of the struggle. For the greater struggle, let us unite our, it is almost like a test. You are battling for session after session. The government did not introduce the bill in the budget session. We were given to understand from the MPs of banks, because of our movement of Bharat Yatra that rocked the nation, that really jerked, send a shiver along the spine of the powers that be. Why the bank officers who do not belong to any political trade union, who are not connected to any political party, are not connected with any political party. I keep equidistance to all political parties, be it right or be it left. We have established our identity that All India Bank Officers Confederation is an independent apolitical trade union, the largest supervisory trade union in the entire world. And we have to maintain our identity at any cost. And because of our identity, unique identity, that we are not affiliated to any political party or trade union, the government suddenly took notice. Suddenly they dawned on us that they are battling a tremendous opposition in the form of AIBOC. And it is we have to show the world, show the country that what the fire that was ignited in 1985 by workers, industrial workers who did not even have the literacy, but they framed their charter of demand. They took out their red shirts soaked with their blood and they kept it flying over their heads. They looked at the oppressor eye to eye. They said, I'll take a bullet on my chest, but I will not bow down to the whims of these oppressors. Our backs are against the wall. And the government is bearing down on us with their guns, trained at us. Let us take, if we have to take a bullet, let us take a bullet on our chest, not on our back. In posterity, history will remember us. These are the comrades who have fought to save the sovereignty of the nation, to protect the democracy of the nation, to protect the fundamental rights of the common citizens, to protect the interest of the senior citizens, to protect the interest of the working class, the farmers, the self-help groups, the youth, the unemployed. We are fighting for each and every sector. And let us, on this historic occasion, let Tamil Nadu State Unit show the entire country what you are capable of, what AIBOC is capable of. Let you plan out some roll-out movement. This is the time we have come out of COVID. This is a time, let us do a Tamil Nadu Yatra. Let us do a Tamil Nadu Yatra where you will be coming, they're taking out, jatas in buses. You will be covering the important centers, Madurai, Coimbatore, Tiruchirappalli, Kanyakumari. You cover the entire state. Take some constructive action so that our struggle of this Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao reaches nooks and corners. Other sectors are getting inspired by us. The railway workers are organizing protests on the banner, Rail Bachao, Bank Desh Bachao. BSNL, they are fighting with our slogan, BSNL Bachao, Desh Bachao. Power sector employees are fighting, power sector Bachao, Desh Bachao. They say that we have been inspired by your slogan. That has resonated in the corridors of the parliament. When the MPs have been raising slogans, Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao. It is not a question of the same for public sector banks. It is a basic and a slogan against privatization. So I once again congratulate Tamil Nadu State Unit to commemorate, observe this May Day in a befitting manner. I congratulate Comrade Balaji for taking the pains of compiling those court cases, the legal documents. That document that you have brought out today will be remembered in history. Every officer who will be fighting for the cause, that will be the armor in his weapon. It will be a ready reckoner to combat these court cases. That is sort of dedication we look from our comrades. I congratulate the state unit for having utilize this occasion to come out with this such an important publication. It will go down in the annals of the history of the Confederation. Yes, Tamil Nadu State Unit had showed the way that what a compendium of such court cases, but it has to be updated. Comrade Balaji has given a present to us, but somebody has to go on updating this judgments. Somebody has to collate this job, and this is an ongoing job. This is not a one-off document. It has to be carried on as long as the AIBUC is there, as long as we are fighting, as bank officers are, organized. Let such noble initiatives come. So once again, I congratulate all of you. Long live May Day, long live our struggle. Bank bachao, desh bachao. Thank you, comrades.
Thank you, Comrade Samir Dattaji, your inspiring speech, and we will take forward your main struggle against the privatization, Bank Bachao, Tank Bachao, Desh Bachao. Thank you, Comrade. Thank you.
Now, Comrade Shekharan, Senior Vice President of Aiboc and General Secretary of All India Indian Bank Officers Association, will address the gathering.
The Secretary, Comrade Nalaperumal Pillai, the Treasurer, Comrade Manimaran, my beloved leader, Comrade Balaji, Comrade Bhavani Shankar, other leaders in the dais and of the dais. On behalf of AIBOC, we convey May Day greetings to all the comrades. Comrades, when we are observing the May Day, the government is taking away the rights which has been earned over the period by hard work. Recently, an agency called Oxfam has released a report which says inequality kills. The one reason for inequality is rapid mechanization. Because of the rapid mechanization, the productivity is getting increased. The producers number is reducing because of advancement of the mechanization, and producers are not getting the wages to the level of their contribution because of economic surpluses is happening that is going to the pockets of the employer. You fit this privatization of PSBs into this frame, that economic surplus. Comrades, once the privatization of PSBs happened, the employees will not have the job security. The association will not be allowed to operate. The collective bargaining, you cannot do with the management for wages, for fringe benefits, for working hours, for other service and working conditions. The economic surplus, now PSB, whatever it earns, it is going as a part of it's going as a dividend to the government, and part of it's coming as a capital that is utilized for the lending for the marginal people. Once the banks are privatized, this economic surplus will go to the employer pocket. Hence, the public sector banks, the public sector enterprises is preventing the economic inequality. Another reason for economic inequality is the relocation of the labor and the capital. The capital is migrating to a place where they are getting a cheap labor. The labor from a lower wages country migrating to a place where he is getting a more labor. In such a situation, because of the relocation of the labor and the capital, the working class movement is getting affected. How? When a capital is moving to a country They are dictating that country. If labor laws is not favorable to them, that capital will be migrated. Similarly, the migrant labor, he cannot organize himself. If he is organized themselves, his job will be at a threat. There are 3 decades ago, okay, we used to get the education, health at the affordable cost or at a cheaper price. Now, only affluent section can get the higher education. If middle class wants to educate his children, they have to exhaust all their resources. Similarly, the medical. So, we are exhausting our resources. But the government, which is reducing the corporate taxes from 30% to 22.5%. And if a corporate brings the fresh investment, their taxes is 15%. Whereas the highest slab for the salary class is 30%. There is no, what is available in the European countries, the wealth tax, inheritance tax, which is not available in India. Whereas the government is squeezing the common people in the name of GSTs, higher taxes on the petrol, diesel, and cooking gas. Comrades, once the taxes squeeze the people, people will not have the purchasing power. Once purchasing power will not in the hands of the people, the goods will be stagnant in the market. Once the goods stagnant in the market, production will be reduced. Once the production will be reduced, unemployment will be stopped. Hence, comrade, there is a history. There is a reason for the creation of the public sector enterprises. The public sector enterprises were created, were formed based on the certain social philosophies. The public sector enterprises were formed to promote the self-reliance on the technology, not to depend on the foreign capitals. It is promoted to create the infrastructure. The public sector enterprises were formed to assist the peasants to procure their produces at a cheaper rate. The public sector enterprises were formed to help the petty production sectors to lend them at a cheaper rate. Otherwise, they will be decimated in the hands of the money lenders. In the case of public sector banks, which has been nationalized for the socio-economic outreach to the common people, when it is in the path of economic inclusive, the reforms has been introduced by the government. When the reforms has been introduced in the 1990, the public sector banks started adopting the reforms. The public sector banks started accepting the reforms such as the prudential norms for the NPAs. It started adopting the reduction of CRR, SLR for improving the liquidities. It started adopting the reforms such as the core banking solution and multi-delivery channels for better performance and the efficiency. The public sector banks started adopting the Bank Board of Bureau for appointing the MD and CEO. But the same reforms which has recommended for the amalgamation of the banks, which our association has totally opposed. The same reforms which is recommending for the privatization of the public sector banks, that our association is stoutly, it is opposing. The government wants to place the bill in the winter session of the parliament because of our 2-day strike. They decided not to place the bill. But on the one hand, we are opposing the privatization of the public sector bank. But the business share of the public sector banks, it is getting privatized already. In 1990, when the reforms were introduced, the business share of the public sector banks were 97%. What is now its percentage? Now the business share of the public sector banks is reduced to the extent of 60%. A statistic says another 5 years, the business share of the public sector banks will come to 40%. What we are going to do? The BSNL, even though it is in the hands of the government, its business share is 10%. The government has given VRS for 1 lakh people. But we have to protect the business share. What we are going to do? Hence, we should have a two approach. One is we should oppose the move of the government against the privatization of the public sector bank. Another approach is arresting the trend of the declining of the business share of the public sector bank. Hence, we have to retain our customers, either it is a HNI customer, or it is the NRA customer, or it is the government enterprises. We have to retain, and we should see that the business share of the public sector banks should not get eroded. Another silver lining for the association is the NPS, the scrapping of the new pension scheme. Recently, the Rajasthan government has came out with a announcement that they are scrapping the new pension scheme. Similar kind of announcement is going to come from many other states because they formed the country. Yes, comrade, this is the movement. This is the time we have to intensify our struggle against scrapping the NPS. Comrade, the pension scheme, NPS is nothing but the government wants to give fund to the market. The PF, the contributory PF, they cannot give that fund to the equity, to the equity market. For that, they created the NPS. The huge fund, the NPS that is created, it has been diverted to the market. Comrade, pension is a scheme. When a citizen is able to give his labor, is able to earn his livelihood, that time he is earning his livelihood. When but it is not so. The expenses is only 1% of the GDP. If you take the European countries or Japan, they are spending 10% of the GDP. Hence, it is right time when the scrapping of NPS has been escalated, it intensified across the country. In the bank also, we are continuing our struggle, but we have to intensify our struggles, comrade. On this May Day, once again, I convey my May Day greetings to all the comrades. I also convey that the state meeting should be a grand success. With this, I conclude, comrade. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of Aiboc, I welcome Comrade Kripakaran, Vice President of All India State Bank of India Staff Federation, General Secretary of State Bank Staff Union, and Convener of UFBO. Welcome, sir.
Comrade G. Kripakaran became the General Secretary of State Bank Staff Union, Chennai Circle in 2019. He also adorns the chair of UFBU as convener, Senior Vice President of All India SBI Staff Federation. He is a leader of the masses whose rise to power was unstoppable. Ever since he assumed office, has been working tirelessly to empower SBS Chennai Circle more. He is the most powerful General Secretary among the millennials or Gen Z. He formulated a vision and mission for statement for SBSU to guide the youngsters in a clear path. His innovative thought of reaching them through a SBSU app, SBSU Voice, is a milestone. Comrade Kripakaran formed the very first of the kind in Indian SBI Union history, a youth wing, an IT wing, and now a training center for the union itself to equip everyone in trade unionism. Comrade Kripakaran is a man of deed, not words. His never-ending energy, enthusiasm, and charisma has made him the leader of everyone's choice. He is lauded by everyone, by the management, the senior staff, the officers association, or other circle office bearers, and most importantly, youngsters, for his leadership skills. Adding another feather to his cap, he was elected as the Vice President of All India State Bank Association. We request Comrade G. Kripakaran to deliver a speech.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம்.
முதலாவதாக புரட்சிகர மே தின வாழ்த்துக்களை உங்களுக்கு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்வதிலே மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். இரண்டாவதாக, தாமதமாக இந்த விழாவிலே கலந்து கொள்வதற்கு உங்களிடையே மன்னிப்பு கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன். இந்த முக்கியமான தேவைக்கு ஏற்ற நடக்கின்ற 16வது ஐபோக் அமைப்பின் மாநில மாநாட்டிலே கலந்து கொள்வதிலே மற்றற்ற மகிழ்ச்சி. இந்த விழாவிற்கு தலைமை தாங்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற தோழர் பிரேம்குமார் அவர்களே, SBIOA சென்னை சர்க்கிள் தலைவர் திரு நல்லபெருமாள் பிள்ளை அவர்களே, முன்னாள் பேசி சென்றிருக்கின்ற நீதியரசர் சந்துரு அவர்களே, President of All India IOB Officers Association and a leader of Aiboc, Comrade Bhavani Mishra ji, silver tongue personality, a man of masses, பொதுச் செயலாளர் தோழர் ஆர் பாலாஜி அவர்களே, எனக்கு முன்னால் பேசி அருமையாக பல கருத்துக்களை கூறி சென்றிருக்கின்ற அருமை சகோதரர், மூத்த சகோதரர், தொழிற்சங்கத்தின் வழிகாட்டியாக திகழ்கின்ற திரு சேகரன் அவர்களே, மற்றும் இங்கே மேடையில் வீற்றிருக்கின்ற தலைவர்களே, மேடைக்கு முன்னால் வீற்றிருக்கின்ற தலைவர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய முதற்கண் வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொண்டு, மே தின செய்தியாக இன்று என்ன கூறலாம் என்று பார்க்கின்ற பொழுது, இதற்கு முன்னால் நிச்சயமாக எல்லா பேச்சாளர்களும் தலைவர்களும் அதை பேசி இருப்பார்கள் என்று உணர்கிறேன். ஒன்று நான் சொல்ல விரும்புவது என்னவென்றால், இன்றைய சூழ்நிலையில் பார்க்கின்ற பொழுது, எனக்கும் 38 வருடங்கள் வங்கியிலே பணி செய்திருக்கிறேன். 38 வருடங்களாக தொழிற்சங்கத்தை பார்த்து கொண்டிருக்கிறேன். இதில் இன்றைய சூழ்நிலையில் என்னெல்லாம் நம்ம தொழிற்சங்கத்தினுடைய பார்வை அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்பொழுது, இந்த மேடேவோடு யோசித்து பார்க்கின்ற போது, தொழிலாளர்கள் என்றால் யார்? மேடே தொழிலாளர்கள் தினம். நாம் அதை தொழிலாளர்களா இல்லையா? இது பெரிய ஒரு சிக்கலான ஒரு கேள்வியாக இருக்குது. வெதர் வி ஆர் ஒர்க்கர்ஸ் ஆர் நாட். இன்னைக்கு சேலரிக்கும் வேஜுக்கும் உள்ள வித்தியாசம் தெரியணும். வேஜ்னா என்ன, சேலரின்னா என்ன? நம்ம எல்லாம் சேலரி வாங்குகிறோம். சேலரி வாங்குறவங்களாம் தொழிலாளர்களா இல்லையா? இன்றைக்கும் நம்மளுடைய பைபாட்டத்தில் பேசும்போது நீங்கள் பார்க்கலாம், வேஜ் ரிவிஷன்ற வார்த்தை தான் நம்ம பயன்படுத்துகிறோம். நாம் சேலரியாக வாங்கி கொண்டிருந்தால் கூட நாம் வேஜ் ரிவிஷன் என்று தான் சொல்கிறோம். ஸோ என்றைக்கெல்லாம் நம்ம வேஜ் ரிவிஷனில் நம்ம இருக்கிறோமோ, நம்ம கம்ப்யூட்டரில் எக்ஸ்பர்ட்டாக இருந்தாலும் சரி, கல் உடைக்கிற தொழிலாளர் இருந்தாலும் சரி, நாம் அனைவரும் தொழிலாளர்கள் தான் என்பதை நாம் மனதிலே இருத்த வேண்டும். அதிலிருந்து வெளியே வர்றதுனால தான் நமக்கு சிக்கல். அதுவும் குறிப்பாக நான் தவறாக நினைக்கக்கூடாது. இன்றைய சமுதாயத்தில், இளைய சமுதாயத்தை, அது அதிகாரிகள் சங்கமாகட்டும், ஊழியர்கள் சங்கமாக இருக்கட்டும், அது எந்த ஒரு தொழிற்சங்கமாக இருக்கட்டும், இன்றைக்கி வெளியே கோஷம் போடுறதுக்கு கூட தயங்குற ஒரு சூழ்நிலை இருக்கு. தொழிற்சங்கத்தினுடைய இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் தெரியாமல் போகிறாங்க. இன்றைக்கி தொழிற்சங்கம் இல்லையே நாம் இல்லை, இந்த அமைப்பை இல்லை, இந்த வங்கியே இடையாது என்பதை நாம் புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். எல்லாரும் சொல்லுவோம், அவர் ப்ராஸ்பரிட்டி டிபெண்ட்ஸ் அப்பான் த ப்ராஸ்பரிட்டி ஆஃப் தி பேங்க் இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன். பேங்க் நல்லா இருந்தால் தான் நாம நல்லா இருக்க முடியும். பேங்க் அவர் சர்வைவல், ஈவன் ஐ கேன் சே அவர் சர்வைவல் டிபெண்டிங் அப்பான் த சர்வைவல் ஆஃப் தி இன்ஸ்டிடியூஷன், அவர் பேங்க்ஸ். நம்ம எங்கே வேலை செய்கிறோமோ அந்த அமைப்பு இருந்தால்தான் நாம் இருக்க முடியும். ஆனால் இன்றைக்கி அதையும் தாண்டி இந்த அமைப்பு, இன்றைக்கி SBIயே எடுத்துக்குவோம், இல்லை இன்றைக்கி IOB எடுத்துக்குவோம். என்ன பேங்க் எல்லாரும் நம்ம இன்றைக்கி ஐபோக்ன்றதுனால பல பேங்க்கினுடைய அதிகாரிகள், ஊழியர்கள் இங்கே இருக்கீங்க. அவர்களுடைய பேங்க் இருக்கணும்னாவே என்ன நம்ம சொல்லுவோம், பேங்க் இருந்தால் நாம் இருப்போம், ஒத்துக்கிறோம். ஆனால் இன்றைய சூழ்நிலை யோசிங்க, நாம் என்பது இந்த தொழிற்சங்கம் இருந்தால்தான் வங்கியே இருக்குன்ற நிலையில் இன்றைக்கி இருக்கிறோம். நாம் இதுதான் உண்மையான விஷயம்.
எல்லாருக்கும் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கும். ஈவன் இந்த 2 நாட்களாக கூட பேப்பரில் செய்திகள் வந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஐஓபியும் சென்ட்ரல் பேங்க் ஆஃப் இந்தியா ப்ரைவேடைஸ் பண்ண போகிறாங்க. ஒரே செய்தி ஓடிக்கிட்டு இருக்கு. ஆனால் இதுக்கு ஒரு செய்தியை நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்ல விரும்புகிறேன். நிச்சயமாக ஈவன் நம்ம we have to take a oath. அதாவது எந்த ஒரு பொதுத்துறை வங்கியும் தனியார் மயமாக்குகின்ற முயற்சிகள் இறங்கினார்கள். அந்த வங்கி மட்டுமே போராட்டம் நடத்துகின்ற ஒரு விஷயமாக இல்லாமல் யுனைடெட் ஃபோரம் ஆஃப் பேங்க் மூலமாக முழுமையான ஒரு வேலை நிறுத்தத்தை, தொடர் வேலை நிறுத்தத்தை நாம் நடத்தி வேண்டும். இது நிச்சயமாக அந்த பேங்க் இப்போ ஐஓபி ஆயிடுச்சு, ஐஓபியினுடைய விஷயம் இது இல்லை, சென்ட்ரல் பேங்க் ஆஃப்னுடைய மேட்டர் இது அப்படின்னு நினைக்காம, இட் இஸ் எ கன்சர்ன் ஃபார் ஆல் த பேங்க் எம்ப்ளாயீஸ், என்டையர் பப்ளிக் செக்டார் பேங்க் அப்படின்ற ஒரு உணர்வு நாம் உருவாக்கணும். அதை விடக்கூடாது. அந்த செய்தியை இந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு விழாக்கள் மூலம், மீட்டிங் மூலமாகவும் நம்ம பேசுறது, அதுவும் மே தினத்தில் பேசுறது ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமான செய்திகள். அடுத்ததாக உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் பேசியிருப்பாங்க, ப்ரைவேட்டைசேஷன் பற்றி எல்லாரும் பேசினதா, நானும் பேசுகிறேன். இன்னொன்று ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ், இந்த லேபர் ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ் யாருமே அதை பற்றி பேசுகிறோமா இல்லையானே தெரியல. 44 சட்டங்கள் இது வரைக்கும் இருக்குது. 44 சட்டங்களை 4 கோடாக மாற்றியிருக்காங்க. இன்னும் இம்ப்ளிமெண்ட் ஆகலை. ஒவ்வொரு ஸ்டேட்லேயும் பாஸ் ஆகிட்டு இருக்கு பில்லு. பல ஸ்டேட்டில் பாஸ் ஆகிடுச்சு, பார்லிமெண்ட்டில் பாஸ் ஆகிருக்கு. 4 கோடாக மாற்றியிருக்காங்க. மொத்த ஆக்டிவ் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் டிஸ்பியூட் ஆக்ட்லேருந்து, வேஜஸ் ஆக்ட், மினிமம் வேஜஸ் ஆக்ட்லேருந்து, உங்களுக்கு எல்லா ட்ரேட் யூனியன் ஆக்ட்லேருந்து எல்லா விதமான கலந்து 4 கோடாக மாற்றுறாங்க. என்னென்ன கோடு அப்படின்னா, கோட் ஆன் வேஜஸ், கோட் ஆன் இண்டஸ்ட்ரியலேஷன், கோட் ஆன் சோஷியல் செக்யூரிட்டி, கோட் ஆன் ஹெல்த் அண்டு ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ஆஃப் லிவிங் ஆஃப் எம்ப்ளாயீஸ், இப்படி பிரிச்சிருக்காங்க. இதை அனலைஸ் பண்ணி நம்ம இந்த தொழிற்சங்கங்கள் அனலைஸ் பண்ணோம். இதில் பல விஷயங்கள் டெட்ரிமெண்டல் டு த வெல்ஃபேர் ஆஃப் த எம்ப்ளாயீஸ் இருக்குது. நாளை நம்மளுடைய தொழிற்சங்கம் எடுத்துங்களேன். தொழிற்சங்கத்தினுடைய பெரிய ஒரு டூல் என்ன, ஆயுதம் என்ன, ஆயுதம் நம்மக்கிட்ட இருக்குது. தொழிற்சங்கத்தினுடைய ஆயுதம் என்ன? போராட்டம், ஆர்ப்பாட்டம் நடத்துவோம், போராட்டம் நடத்துவோம். அதுக்கு ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக செய்தால் ஸ்ட்ரைக் நடத்துவோம். இதானே நம்மளுடைய ஒரு டூலு, தொழிற்சங்கத்தினுடைய ஒரு ஆயுதமே தானே. அந்த ஒரு ஆயுதம், அதாவது வேலை நிறுத்தம் என்ற ஆயுதத்தமே, வேலை நிறுத்தமே, ஸ்ட்ரைக் இஸ் நாட் யுவர் ரைட் அப்படின்னு இந்த சட்டத்தை ஏற்றத்துக்கு முயற்சி நடந்துட்டு இருக்கு. ஸோ ஒரு வேலை நிறுத்தம் என்பதையே சட்டப்பூர்வமானது அல்ல. நீங்கள் வேலை நிறுத்தம் செய்தால் அது சட்டத்துக்கு புறம்பானது என்பது உருவானால் தொழிலாளர்களுடைய நிலைமை என்ன ஆகும் யோசித்து பார்க்கணும். ஸோ இந்த ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் நம்மளுடைய கண்ட்ரி இன்றைக்கி போய்கிட்டு இருக்கு. இன்றைக்கி ஒரு கொலோனியல் கேபிட்டலிசம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு முதலாளித்துவத்தை அதிகமாக ஊக்குவிக்கின்ற, ஒரு சில முதலாளிகளை மட்டும் ஊக்குவிக்கின்ற ஒரு பாதையை, பொருளாதார பாதையை இந்த மத்திய அரசாங்கம் எடுத்துக்கிட்டு இதை நாம் ஆணித்தரமாக எதிர்த்து போராட வேண்டிய ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் இருக்கிறோம். அதனால் இந்த மே தினம் நிச்சயமாக வருகால அடுத்த மே தினத்துக்குள்ளே நமக்கு பல சிக்கல்களை சந்திக்க வேண்டிய தினமாக இது அமையுது. இதில் நம்மளுடைய ஒற்றுமையை நிலைநிறுத்த வேண்டிய விஷயமாகும். இதையெல்லாம் நாம் டெலிபரேட் பண்ணுற விஷயமாகும். ஒவ்வொருவரும் நாமளும் தொழிலாளிகள், நாம் அதிகாரிகளில் இருந்தால் கூட, நான் உதவி பொது மேலாளர் இருந்தாலும் நானும் ஒரு தொழிலாளி தான், நான் அப்படின்ற ஒரு உணர்வோடு நாம் இந்த களத்தில் இறங்க வேண்டும், போராட வேண்டும் என்று கூறி இந்த அருமையான ஒரு விழாவை ஏற்பாடு செய்திருந்த இவர் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றியையும் கூறி மறுபடியும் உங்களுக்கு அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய மேதின வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்து விடைபெறுகிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
மிக தெளிவான தேர்ந்த பேச்சை கொடுத்த நமது தோழர் ஜி கிருபாகரன் அவர்களுக்கு நன்றி. தொழிற்சங்கள் இல்லையே நாம் இல்லை மற்றும் லேபர் ரிஃபார்ம்ஸ், அந்த 44 சட்டங்களை 4 கோடுகளாக மாற்றம் செய்து நமக்கு வரும் பின்விளைவுகளை நமக்கு விழிப்புணர்வு செய்ததற்கு மிக்க நன்றி.
Next, we would like to honor Comrade Kumud, Executive Committee Member of Aiboc from Lakshmi Vilas Bank. We move on to the next session, which is deliberations by delegates.
Sir. Comrades, it's the time for the delegates to speak on. I call upon Mr. Dhanajayan, Union Bank of India, to come on the stage, please. Mr. Dhanajayan? Sorry, Dharnidharan, Mr. Dharnidharan, sorry.
மேடையில் வந்திருக்கும் அனைத்து மூத்த தலைவர்களுக்கும் மற்றும் என் சக தோழர்களுக்கும் இங்கே வந்திருக்கும் சக தோழர்களுக்கும் முதற்கண் மே தின வாழ்த்துக்களை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். So I want to share some points to our leaders for taking up for our ground level active participation of all the members in all district units. I'm seeing that there are so many districts wherein active participation is happening in our Aiboc. My sincere request to our state leadership to strengthen all district units so that every members in respective district should participate in demonstrations, in for further agitations, as we are facing the very critical time of our banking industry, as at the verge of privatization. So we request our leaders to activate all the district units so that all members can actively participate in the field level struggles as well as these things. And also, I request our state leadership to conduct workshop on training of our defense and assisting officers in district level, sir, so that it will be helpful for all the upcoming young generations. You can see so many young people are here. So you are, you should be, being the senior leaders, you should guide us for the future things. So kindly do support us, sir. So making the district units strong will become our state units also strong. Thanking you. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, comrade. Now we will call upon Tyagarajan of Indian Bank to come on stage, please.
Good morning to all comrades. Respected leaders on the dais, of the dais, and members who have witnessed the speeches delivered by the able leaders and legends who have been discussing and deliberating on various issues that are affecting the banking industry as a whole and its employees. My request to the leaders on the dais is, we must, in line with Comrade Soumyadatya's deliberation, who requested the Tamil Nadu State Unit to travel to all the major cities and towns to ensure that the Desh Bachao, Bank Bachao slogan is reached all over the state. And this should be a trendsetter for all the other state units to ensure that the privatization bill is kept in abeyance and not to be taken up even in the next parliamentary session. This is one point. And moreover, many legal decisions are affecting the banks and also the bank employees. There should be a uniform policy on legal matters concerning the bank employees. And another request is, in the ensuing bipartite wage revision, although the residual issues are yet to be settled, only upon the settlement of the residual issues, a new charter of demands is about to be taken up. I request the leaders on the dais and in the all India level to ensure that there is like a staff accountability policy. There should be a uniform staff accountability. In the same manner, if a uniform transfer policy and promotion policy is also evolved, this would save a lot of heartburns among bank officers who are frequently disturbed, not only during regular transfer times, but also during mid-academic and also on punishment basis. If the uniform transfer policy is also evolved, that would save considerable officers who can involve in their family and in the banking matters with more involvement. This is my humble request. I ensure the state, I wish the state conference a great success, And thank you for having called me for to deliberate on this. Thank you, comrades.
Next, Mr. Anandan, Tamilnadu Grameen Bank. Mr. Murugan, State Bank of India. Murugesan. Comrade Murugesan.
Respected leaders on the dais and off the dais, revolutionary greetings from Coimbatore Model. I am M. Murugesan, Deputy Regional Secretary of Coimbatore Model. Few points I want to tell where our leaders have already deliberated. One is the Labour Law Amendment Bill. It is against labour and it is favouring corporates. Another thing is Banking Amendment Bill. In the recently held conference at Aiboc, our comrade General Secretary Soumya Datta has feared once the banking amendment bill is introduced, it will pave way for not giving the banks will not give mandate to the wage revision. So it is a serious issue. I request our leaders to stall the proceedings of amendment of banking amendment bill in the parliament. Another thing is privatization. As our Soumya Datta has told, it is not only favoring corporates, but in a way it is abolishing the reservation policy which has been introduced for long back. And another thing is our, as youngsters are opting for 5-day week. This has to be settled and it has to be achieved in this year only and should not prolong more, because all our officers are very eager for this 5-day week and we are looking forward for our Aiboc leaders to clinch this thing. Another thing is regulated working hours. Regulated working hours for officers is a must because they are our controllers are taking advantage of not being the working hours. All the people are toiling till 9 and 10 o'clock at our office. So for all these things, let us join with the UFBU and stall the parliament not to introduce the banking amendment bill and the privatization of banks. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, comrade. Next, comrade Santosh, Punjab National Bank.
Respected leaders on the dais and my dear comrades, a warm May Day's celebration. Like you all know, May Day is nothing but a celebration of all the struggles, dedication our leaders have done, which makes us sure that we are standing here working and living our livelihood. The same fight which our leaders are doing today for their future. I have been a sailor before, and there is one particular incident which always caught my attention regarding the privatization, which I'd like to share with you and also the leaders here. So when I was a sailor, I used to have this discussion with one of my chief engineer. So he used to say that, like say decades earlier, there used to be like 200 to 300 people working in a ship. Like you all know, all the ships are generally privatized. Forget the Shipping Corporation of India, those like. Now what happened? They started automating the individual machineries. So this 200 became 100. And later on this 100 became 150. They started using the unmanned ship. Now when I was a sailor, there used to be only 20 people in the ship. Now what he used to tell me was, you know what will be in the future? There will be only 2 people working in the ship. One will be a person and one will be a dog. The dog's job will be to take care of the person and the person's job will be to take care of the dog. The ship will run by itself. This is what privatization will do to a shipping industry and God forbid to any industry for that matter, maybe a banking industry too. Starting privatization at the core, because privatization is not perfection, we all work for a single person which eventually he would lead what his individual gains are. So with the great leaders out here, they are bringing in all the experience, memories, cherishment, with overall put together as a wisdom which they have with us. And people on the other side, you have the young years age with you. So with age, youth and wisdom, there can't be any lethal combination to fight any single war. So like all we said, we will again fight and will again win, not for us, for our future generation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Comrade Santosh. Next, Subhashini from Bank of Baroda.
Good afternoon to one and all present over here. The formation of FBOBOA happened in the year of 2019 by amalgamation of All India Bank Vijaya Bank Officers Association and All India Dena Bank Officers Association. With this note, on behalf of FBOBOA, I wish everyone for this 11th conference and International Labour Day. The event of May Day celebration was started in the year of 1886 to remind that workers will continue to be exploited until they stand up and speak out to gain better working condition and better lives. On this occasion, we have to ask ourselves whether we are maintaining the work-life balance, because nowadays our bank officers facing so many challenges that to regard to physically and mentally. So today, let every one of us pledge ourselves to do justice to our job while maintaining good work-life balance. Finally, I conclude my orations with this quote: தொழிலாளர்கள் வருடத்தில் ஒரு நாள் மட்டுமே நினைத்து போற்றப்பட வேண்டியவர்கள் அல்ல, வருடம் முழுதும் நினைத்து பாராட்டப்பட வேண்டியவர்கள். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
Thank you, Comrade Subhashini. And next, Vani Kablem from Indian Overseas Bank.
Good afternoon to the dignitaries and my dear comrades. First of all, I thank Aiboc leaders for the resolutions passed considering the constraints faced by the lady officers. Though time and again we insist on equality, still we are witnessing lot of discrimination, harassment and exploitation of women employees. Comrades, may I ask, when we talk about equality, why we ladies ask for some concession in certain areas? Hope you all will agree that still ladies are compelled to shoulder entire burden at home front. You can even now witness only very few lady comrades are present here, but they are with their children today also. They have to complete their work and come here to support our agenda also. We need to applaud them who came in few today. It is very difficult for us to balance work life with the highest expectation at both places, at work front and home front. My humble request to we need to insist that the management should have a lenient view when lady officers request for maternity leave extension or sabbatical leave or leave on compassionate grounds by extending them work from home option or with a reduced pay to meet out their monthly EMI at least, and convenient posting, because in most of the cases when they rejoin after sabbatical leave, postings has been given to a different places or a distant places mostly, which brings more inconvenience to the lady comrades. This can be insisted upon, sir. Thank you for the chance and hope this also will be included in your agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Vani Kablem.
Thank you, comrades. Most respected President Comrade Prem Kumar and other dignitaries on the dais. Today, 6 comrades have spoken. Due to the shortage of time, we are not able to give more time to all the comrades. Anyway, we will take care of all the issues. Regarding the strengthening of the district units, we have already taken steps to strengthen the district units. We instructed our all the bank. I am getting from all the constituents the respective district units secretary or joint secretary, whatever, whoever it's, I am asking them to provide that. They are providing, and we will request our people at the district level to form their own committee, and they will do the needful. But regarding this workshop on DPC, in July we have planned to conduct a workshop on the DPC at our Chennai, at state level, and we will conduct it on the district level also. Moreover, we are going to conduct the program on leadership and communication. We have our on DPC matters, we have the authority on DPC matters, Comrade Dr. Balaji. He has consented to take the classes and all that, and we will, and all the people will get the benefit of our knowledge of Dr. Balaji. And thank you, sir. Thank you for accepting. Because immediately I asked him, he told July we will conduct the lecture. That is the our greatness of our comrade. Then, regarding Bank Bachao, Desh Bachao, already we have taken a lot of programs, but due to this COVID-19, we are not able to take forward. And this time we will conduct a cycle rally at various places, even from Kanyakumari to Chennai also we will conduct, to create an awareness among the general public about the bank privatization. And the IBA talks also, we will take up with our Aiboc the uniform transfer policies. And also, told by Comrade Jayarajan, without solving the residual issues, we can't take. This was a stand of the IBOC, but other constituents are now, they are starting to working out on the our charter of demands that we will convey to our top leadership. Then Comrade Murugesan spoke about the labor law amendment and banking amendment bill and 5-day week and regulatory working hours. Our leadership is aware of all the issues, and thank you for again taking up our issues to our concern, and we will take care of that, and we will tell our IBOC about these issues. And the privatization, already Comrade Sandosh spoken about the privatization. We are against that. If you allow that, it will be the jeopardy, because already the Catholic Syrian Bank, which was old-time private sector bank, that share, percentage of share was purchased by the foreign institutional investors. Now still our 8th joint note was not yet implemented in the Catholic Syrian Bank. They are protesting and they are doing strikes and all that. That will be the plight of that will be the plight. Moreover, the labor law amendment is happened. It will automatically, the banking amendment will happen. It will automatically take our rights of negotiation with our IBA and all that. So it is a testing time for us. It is now we have to be show our united struggle, and it is a time for united. That is why we conducted this IBOC meeting to show our strength and unity. So I think this will we will take forward this unity further. Moreover, that work-life balance and lady comrades issues were spoken by Comrade Subhashini and our Comrade Vani. And already we will take up with our IBOC top level to take care of the work. Maternity leave and all that, we are asking for more time. And also sabbatical leave with pay. That is sabbatical leave, we are telling that we are asking the baby care leave for 1 year with pay, that we are demanding now. So that especially for these ladies, it will be very helpful, and we will take forward the issues. And Comrade, this our state comrade is the memorable one. We have taken, within short notice we have conducted this. Within 2 weeks we arranged that, and we were, I was at Guwahati for more than 4 days for the IUSPO meet. But even though all the comrades has taken pain, especially our comrade Prem Kumar and Trustee Comrade Manimaran, and our special, because the thanks will be given by our people, but I take this opportunity to thank our leaders, and who has all over coming from the comrade Segaran and comrade Bhavani and our comrade Samya Datta and all the comrade Kruparan and all the affiliates leaders. And moreover, especially I thank our comrade Dr. Balaji, who is our Joint General Secretary of Aiboc, whose book was today released. And thank you very much. But he told, whatever you do, but it should be the very big event and memorable one. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your support and guidance. Thank you. Thank you very much, comrades.
Next, we move on to a cultural program. There's a mime going to be hosted.
Comrades, it's not a cultural program. It is a program to show what is happening after privatization, ill effects of privatization. It's a very good program. Please concentrate on the program.
பொதுத்துறை வங்கிகளை காப்போம், தேசத்தை காப்போம். வகுப்பறை மட்டும் எங்கள் களமல்ல, இந்த மேடையும் தான் என்று நிரூபிக்க பொதுத்துறை வங்கிகளை காப்போம், தனியார் மயமாக்குதலை எதிர்ப்போம் என்ற தலைப்பில் நம் மனதில் மாற்றத்தை விதைக்க காத்திருக்கும் SBOA மெட்ரிக் மேல்நிலைப் பள்ளியின் ஆசிரியர்களை அன்புடன் அழைக்கிறேன்.
यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें, गाड़ी क्रमांक 128008 सुपरफास्ट समता एक्सप्रेस थोड़ी ही देर में प्लेटफॉर्म क्रमांक 3 पर आ रहे हैं। यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें, गाड़ी क्रमांक 128008 सुपरफास्ट समता एक्सप्रेस थोड़ी ही देर में प्लेटफॉर्म क्रमांक 3 पर आ रहे हैं। यात्री कृपया ध्यान दें, गाड़ी क्रमांक 128008 सुपरफास्ट समता एक्सप्रेस थोड़ी ही देर में
தமிழா தமிழா நாளை நம் நாடே, தமிழா தமிழா நாடும் நம் நாடே, தமிழா தமிழா நாளை நம் நாடே, தமிழா தமிழா நாடும் நம் நாடே. என் வீடு தாய் தமிழ்நாடு என்றே சொல்லடா, என் நாமம் இந்தியன் என்றே என்றும் நில்லடா. தமிழா தமிழா நாளை நம் நாடே, தமிழா தமிழா நாடும் நம் நாடே.
இனம் மாறலாம், குலம் ஒன்றுதான். இனம் மாறலாம், நிலம் ஒன்றுதான். மொழி மாறலாம், பொருள் ஒன்றுதான். கனி மாறலாம், கொடி ஒன்றுதான். இசை மாறலாம், நிலம் ஒன்றுதான். இசை மாறலாம், மொழி ஒன்றுதான். நம் இந்தியா அது ஒன்றுதான்.
No privatization, save public sector. Proud to be an Indian, privileged to be a banker to the nation.
It was really a great performance which made us really a goosebumps moments. You made us cry, you made us feel proud, and you showed us how the social injustice has brought in us. Upholding the public sector is upholding the social justice. வங்கிகளை பாதுகாப்போம், தேசத்தை பாதுகாப்போம்.
I call upon Aiboc leaders, Comrade Prem Kumar, Comrade Nalla Perumal Pillai, and Comrade Manimaran to honor the team of teachers headed by Madam Mala from SBOA Matriculation High Secondary School for their tremendous effort to render such an inspiring message, which is really the need of the hour. Thank you, team.
Because it was the conceptual by Comrade our Nitish. I personally thank Comrade Nitish for taking care of this cultural, which was awakening among us. Thank you, Comrade Nitish, correspondent of our metric school.
They had taken just 3 days to give us this amazing performance. Give a big thunderous applause for them.
Dear comrades, last but most importantly, we would like to honor our comparers. See, the three pearls. The number one, Comrade Janet Sebastian. We would like to honor her. We call upon our President, S. Prem Kumar, to do the honors. Let us give them a big hand. Comrade Tamilini. Comrade Jayabharati. Thank you, sirs. வங்கிகளை பாதுகாப்போம், தேசத்தை பாதுகாப்போம்.
I request Comrade Shanmuga Sundaram from Bank of India to propose the vote of thanks.
Respected leaders of various affiliates and my dear comrades, at the outset, I just want to thank Comrade Prem Kumar, Comrade Manimaran, Comrade Nallam Perumal, and Comrade Balaji for organizing this great event in a efficient manner within a shorter span of time, that is within 15 days as told by Comrade Balaji. Hats off to them. And also I thank Comrade Prem Kumar, who spoke in detail about the various challenges faced by the banking industry and also various protests organized by AABOC under the leadership of Comrade Somadhyatha and also Comrade Murali Soundararajan. I thank our Chief Guest, Justice Chandru in his absence here, for briefing us about the various Labour Act, Labour Law, and its implication on the trade union movement of our country. I thank him in his absence here. And also, I thank Comrade Balaji for releasing his valuable book at the need of an hour. And also, I thank Comrade Balaji for assuring this forum on 2 points. Number one, about the implementation of 5-day banking and also about the updation of pension. Thank you, Comrade Balaji, for your assurance. And also, I thank Comrade Soumya for gracing this occasion through virtual mode in spite of his busy schedule, and also enlightening us about the danger of privatization. I thank him once again. And also, I thank Comrade Shekaran and Comrade Kirubagaran for their fabulous speech at the fair end of this meeting, as like Dhoni getting sixer in the last 2 hours. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your speech. Last but not least, being a leaders, we spoke about a lot of things for the entire 4 to 5 hours, but without speaking a single word, that event they organized in a very fabulous manner, that was a short span of time. And kudos to all of them. Thank you to the entire team, and also I thank the Compare for making this event a great event. Last but not least, I also thank the SBOA school management for offering this call for this meeting and also subsequent amendments. I also thank to them. And I thank all our comrades who attended this meeting and made this meeting a grand success. Thank you, comrades. Thank you to all of you. That's it. Long live our unity. AABUC Jindabad. Long live our unity. Thank you, comrades.
After raising slogans, I request all of you to join the lunch. வங்கிகளின் பாதுகாப்பே தேசத்தின் பாதுகாப்பே வங்கிகளின் பாதுகாப்பே தேசத்தின் பாதுகாப்பே
All India Bank Officers Confederation Zindabad. All India Bank Officers Confederation Zindabad. அனைத்திந்திய வங்கி அலுவலர்கள் கூட்டமைப்பு வாழ்க. வாழ்க வாழ்க. அனைத்திந்திய வங்கிகளின் கூட்டமைப்பு வாழ்க. வங்கிகளின் ஒற்றுமை ஓங்குக. வங்கிகளின் ஒற்றுமை ஓங்குக. Our unity. Our unity. Our unity. Long live Aiboc. Long live Aiboc. Zindabad, Zindabad, Zindabad. Inqulab, 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 Zindabad. Zindabad, Zindabad, Zindabad. Nandri, kindly raise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, comrades. Thank you.